A very good afternoon to you all out there, awaiting the eagerly anticipated game between Newcastle United and Chelsea, our final game before the World Cup break. We win today, we can go back into third after Spurs' late winner against Leeds has pushed them above us again into third. But we do have team news for you. But before we do all that, if you like what you're seeing, please give us a thumbs up on the video by hit the like, thumbs up. It pushes up the algorithm, so that's all good for that. Also, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to us and joining the ever-growing Toon Review family. We're heading for 16k now, subscriber-wise. And also, if you want to become a member of the channel, which entitles you to enter competitions for a small fee a month, then click on the join button below also, and that'll take you through there. And also, super chats are available. You do that by hitting the $sign below us, below me here, and click that and donate whatever you feels you can afford to do if you really feel like you can. All be gratefully received. But we will put some team news up for you now, because there is some stuff that we didn't know before. But let's find the teams. And here's the Newcastle lineup. Here it is. Nick Pope in goal. The usual back four of Trippier, Burn, Chair and Botman. Midfield is Guimaraes, Longstaff and Willock. Joe Linton out on the left, as I predicted earlier in the week. I'm on the right. And Chris Wood through the middle. So obviously Callum Wilson's illness, he isn't at full fitness, but he is to just make the bench alongside Carl Darlow, Jamal Asal, John Doe Salvi, ASM, Matt Target, Javier Manquillo, Jacob Murphy, and Elliot Anderson. So the thing we weren't looking forward to is Chris Wood up front, but we can deal with it, and we can certainly get ahead in this game. Chelsea line up like this. They have Mendy in goal, Aspilicueta, Chalobah, Koulibaly, Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Kovacic, young Lewis Hall, the England call-up to the World Cup squad, Conor Gallagher, Mason Mount and Broja as a striker. And their bench, they have Bettinelli in goal, goalkeeper reserve. Cucurella doesn't make the team. Of course, he didn't. He's in my fantasy team. Thiago Silva's rested. Zachariah, Hutchinson, Pulisic, Ziyech, Aubameyang and Kai Havertz. So they're the lineups. We'll take some comments before we go any further. What do we have here comment-wise? Traditionally, it's always Tom Lynch that puts the first comment in. Our Raven report about the roving, whatever you want to say. But he's at the ground and he says, "Good afternoon from under the lights at St James's Park. Last game before the infuriating intrusion of the World Cup. Let's go into the break on a high. We fear nobody." Indeed, we don't. And thanks for that, Tom. And Tom Dixon has given us the lineup, which I just told you there. Yep, there it is in line. And also there's the substitutes. So that's the subs. Anders is here with us tonight also. Oh my God, no Wilson. So bad we start with Wood. He just doesn't suit the style we play. He's good to maybe throw on if needed a goal. We get the ball into him. Trolls is here. Hi, Trolls. Hope you're well. My friend over there in Norway, Rich is here. If Wilson is well enough to be on the bench, then why is he not starting? I don't get it. Leeds been doing us a favour all afternoon and then completely fall apart. They did indeed. Eddie Howe's on the screen at the moment, having an interview with the Sky people, of course, the manager of the month for last month. Clean sweep of the awards for Newcastle United, of course, with Miggy Player of the Month and Goal of the Month also. Troll says, "I'm a lot less confident with Wood up top. He doesn't hold up defence in his opinion." And I think we all agree with that. Chip is here. Our squad looks strong compared to the visitors. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Pedro's here. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. He says he's seen Man City lost. They did. Lost at home to Brentford. Bearing in mind that we put 4 or 5 past Brentford at home, didn't we? Give him a lot good hiding. So even Tony's kind of Ivan Toney. What am I saying even for? Ivan Toney scoring 2 goals. Bit of a finger up to Gareth Southgate not selecting him for the World Cup squad. Jules, our mods, Queen of the Mods, says, "Good evening, good afternoon, peeps. Hope you're all well. Here we go. Final game before the break. How are the lads? Please show Billy some love. Click the thumbs up. No spoilers of any kind, including goals, subs, corners. They'll be deleted." So you're all warned. However, I do have the Sky feed. I have Sky, so it'll be unfortunate. It'll be, it's unlikely that or you'll be ahead or behind me or whatever. But there you go. And Jules is saying hello to Jules. And Jules goes on to say, please let Billy respond first. No all caps, dupes. Thank you. So take that in heed, people, and you'll all be good. And Jules is also saying hello to Jules. Samsonite, Dove's here. Lots of people saying hello to each other, so I'm going to skip down all that. 34 waiting, 8 likes. Come on, yeah, hit that like button. Jock's also here. Hope you're well, Jock. Stu's here too. Evening, Jules, Tom, everyone are right. And now for the little task of beating Chelsea before the break. No problem for Eddie's Mags. How are the lads? Love the optimism there, Stu. Samsonite says Spurs win, so we need those 3 points today. With City dropping points, a win will put us just 2 points behind. We will, yeah. They're currently highlighting Miggy at the moment on Sky, and why wouldn't they? He's been a star this season, hasn't he? So, yep, that's what's happening there. Tools is saying he's good. So, Rich says it's still afternoon here. When does an evening officially start? 6 p.m. Sorry, being boring. Slightly worried with Wood starting. I think we're all a little bit concerned, but you know, we've got other players on the pitch, so of course Chelsea danger. So, Ian Fleming's here. Hope you're well, Ian. Good evening, everyone. Let's hope we can finish in style before the World Cup. I need to get this comment up here. Here we go. Source of hacks. Fingers crossed we thrash Chelsea today. Absolutely. Paulie Mags in the house. Let's have it 2-1. Big Joe and Trippier to score. I think we'll buy any kind of victory today, won't we? Albi's here. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to another Toon win. The pressure's all on Chelsea today. Away the lads. Shane down there in Australia. Morning, everyone. This is a bang average Chelsea team. Don't beat them today. We never will. Of course, when we did have a pretty good record against Chelsea for a while when Jose was there, didn't we? And who could forget Musa's Soko's debut when he tore Ashley Cole a new one? All great days. But generally, Chelsea do well. Of course, the goal Shearer scored with the side is back. What an absolute bar to that one. It was 2004-ish. Yeah, fantastic goal. Source of Hacks thinks 3-1. Ian Skinner says, I'll see Spurs fluke to win. Jock says 2-1, he thinks, which they did and were rubbish, as were Leeds. Who's this in the house? Liam Richardson. He's excited and nervous. How are the lads? That's a lethal combination. That's Paul Tully, afternoon, Billy, and the Mud Crew. All well, we are indeed. A day for players scoring who didn't make their squad, so Big Joe will score today. Hopefully, 2-1 to the Toon. Samsonite thinks 2-0. Now, Isaiah Arellano, Spurs leads terrorism ball at its finest. Didn't watch it. No, I didn't. I just started to watch Sky Sports News all afternoon and dozing, which is my wont on a Saturday afternoon generally. Julie's here. Hello, Julie J. Hope you're well. Ryan's asking if Alex is the game. No, he's not. He's not the game. I've sent him a link to maybe come on at half time and give his pearls of wisdom to us. I'll see if he's responded to it. Yes, he'll be in half time and full time. So that's good. Alex will be joining us at half time and full time. Allow me to go to have a run out, get myself drinks replenished, but I do have plenty of drink around. So Alex will be here at half time and at full time. Also, Jock saying hello to Julie. Stu says Jules and Trules. If you poet and don't know it, I'm mint today because after tonight I'm off until Tuesday. Brilliant. And even better if we smash Chelsea. Hope you two are both mint. Chip is saying that to Ryan. Isaiah says 2-0. Julie J says, weird game so far. Skip Rats lost, West Ham heading for relegation, and Spurs lucky again, indeed. And look at Chipper's giving us adverts here. Remember, people, subscribe to the channel and join in the chat. Yes, that's old days, aren't they? I were all good, thank you. Isaiah said, almost perfect lineup today. €2 super chat from Arturo. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that. Wood shouldn't play and Maxi should. Yeah, that would be an option, wouldn't it, to play Maxi through the middle? But I guess they're still trying to get him back to full fitness, although they do have kind of 6 weeks break now, but maybe he's not quite fully fit. Man City beat, get in, says Ian. Wilson is still under the weather, says Isaiah. And Stu saying afternoon to me now. Afternoon, Billy Trey. Here's to a great first half of the season. Indeed. Matt thinks the Chelsea team is beatable. Paul says, how hoping not to use Wilson maybe because I would have started him for 45. But in Wood we trust, and we have to. And in Eddie we trust, more importantly, because he hasn't let us down yet, has he? It's okay. It's still... Jack Burton says, not seen Tony's goals yet, but I'm going to say none were better than Wilson's finish against City. Probably not, but we shall see them later on match today. If we win tonight, obviously. Otherwise, because if we lose, we don't watch it, do we? Paul Hanson, evening, 3-0, he thinks. Botman, Big Joan, Willock with the goals. I'll buy that. I'll definitely buy that. Isaiah thinks Wilson will play the second half. P-Law Keith's here. He thinks 2-0 to Newcastle. The little fella, he thinks 3-0 Newcastle. So John's back doors managed to enter the house via the tradesman's entrance, I imagine. Hello, everyone, he says. Julie J thinks 1-0. Robert Morris is in the house also. Good evening, Billy. I am going 5-1 to Toon. Wow. That is a very, very, very optimistic shout, and I hope you're right, mate. I really do. 5-1. Yeah, I could deal with that. Isaiah says, I hope it rains today. Wood might score. Another €2 super chat from Arturo. Thanks very much. Simply says Wood out. Julie J's slightly worried about Wood playing. KBNFC over there in Belfast. Big Billy, the main man himself, ready for your absolutely brilliant commentary as always from Belfast. Indeed. Thank you. HM says, Cura, Billy and team. Hope everyone is well. Yes, we are. We're all eagerly anticipating another fantastic 90 minutes under the lights at St James's Park. Thanks for Ian Fleming for £5 super chat. Hi, Billy. Let's hope we can finish in style. Let's do that. Let's do that. And thanks very much, Ian, for your continued generosity to the channel. Peter Bills here, the Toon to win 2-0. All very confident shouts these. Paul Tully says, what happened to Save of the Month? Was that a temporary award? I guess it was. Gareth Cooper's here. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. Sort of Hack says, everyone on Chris Wood's back. Go have a look at his highlights. You will see what he is. Actually a great player. I'll just have a little drink. James Welch says, evening mods and all. Barbara is in the house. Jammy Spurs struggle, but get the win to go above us for now. Just for now. Just for now. Brian over in America. Hello, Billy and the Toon Review family. Tony Hunt is here. Hello, Tony. Hope you're well. George is also saying hello to James. Paulie Mag says Tony should have had a hat-trick against City. I didn't see the game. Ian Skinner says the first 20 minutes will be crucial. They've currently got Graham Potter on screen. He's got a tough task at Chelsea because the players that he's got there don't actually fit his system and haven't really taken to him, you'd think. But Isaiah says we're better than City. Carlitos, 12PY. Hello from Paraguay. Let's go, Miggy, and let's go, Newcastle. Welcome, Carlitos, from all the way from Paraguay. Great to have you with us. Thank you very much for Miggy. He's been an absolute star this season. And obviously, Paraguay got a little bit of Newcastle in Paraguay's hearts now. And it's great to see. Hit that subscribe button, Carlitos. It'd be nice to have a Paraguayan subscriber. Carl, who's more near to my house in Coventry. Afternoon, everyone. Good luck to the lads. Isaiah says, another Miggy Worlding coming. Let's hope so. Oh. Bob says, looking forward to your great commentary, Billy Bob. Well, thank you, Barbara. Hopefully I can do that. Morning, Billy from Oregon. Come on, Newcastle, says Ian Holt over there in Oregon, America. Yeah. Isaiah, if only Spurs lost, we would have been second. I'm not sure we can catch Man City, can we? So second is a bit, we're only 2 points behind Man City if we win today. Noah is here, up the mags, he says. Brian thinks one each with Wolves on the bench. Northumberland, Geordie. Hi, Billy and everyone. I think we win this by 1 goal, either 1-0 or 2-1. Isaiah says, even if they feel their strongest team, I'm still favourites to beat them. Ober has been shite. Well, he's on the bench today, and he does like a goal against us, doesn't he? Let's be honest. Neil Friedman over there in South Africa. Hi to him and hi to us from him. He says a very important game it is. Another one of the ever-growing Springbok supporters for Newcastle. So also, when I think about it, we need another striker, so we don't have to use Wood. Although I hope he proves me wrong. We all do, mate. We all do. We've all got limits. We've all got, kind of negative things about Chris Wood to say, but let's hope he proves us wrong today and gets a goal or two. Samsonite Dove, yeah, not to forget the best brace in EPL history with Cisse. Absolutely, that first goal. Everyone remembers the second one, which is obviously a fantastic goal. But that first goal was a superb goal too. Absolutely great, like you say, best brace in history. Jimmy Jones says Moyes for House swap. I don't think so, mate. Steve Bruce, I probably could have dealt with. Not Eddie Howe, I'm afraid, my friend. Fortunately, yeah, no swap. But Moyes needs to go. Yeah, he's not doing great this season. Is he? David Moyes is like that. Isn't he? He's overperformed with West Ham the past 2 or 3 years. This year he's underperforming. He's in credit, I think, at West Ham. I think I'll give him a chance. Tank Lumpalard, on the other hand, at Everton, I think he could be struggling. I really do. I think he could be struggling. Everton have down tools, haven't they? Judy J says, hope Alex is feeling better today. He is. He's joining me at half-time and at full-time to give us his pills of wisdom. Jimmy Jones is absolutely fossil football. Yeah, there's one thing about Moyes is he don't play great stuff. And you can handle it if you're winning games. But if you're not winning games, then you're on the slippery road to something bad, aren't you? Isaiah says they can give us Skamaka then. Yeah, I'll settle for him to be our reserve goal striker. Murphy Paqueta swaps his straws. Yeah, I'll deal with that. Richard's here, over there, over and over again. Evening, Billy. Hope you beat Chelsea. Thanks, mate. But you do realise if we do beat Chelsea, we'll be on your tails. However, I'm getting ahead of myself there, I think. Jock doesn't, no way we want to swap Moyes for Howe. Nearly 300 watching already. Amazing. It is amazing. The game hasn't kicked off yet. And we've got 360 in the chat. It's fantastic. Jimmy Jones says, I can see why you didn't go for Paqueta. I think it was more about the money than anything. I think we might have done had he been a bit cheaper. Hi, guys. Says Ian Barron. Welcome to the show, mate. How about we go for Endrick? Yeah, I don't know too much about him. However, his name does sound like a former midfielder's name who has left the club recently. And so I've got bad vibes about him. Would have started Joe Linton and played Max on the left, says the Clon lad. Yeah, he could have done it the way either as well. He could have played Max for the middle, couldn't he? But there we go. Gary McBurney's not as confident as everyone else. And he says, a horrible feeling today, like when we played at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, that was a terrible refereeing decision. It wasn't performance, wasn't it? Can't remember who it was, but he was awful. He should have sent Havertz off for the kick in the face and stuff like that. Blatant penalty turned down. Isaiah says Reece James isn't playing, so I'm a bit confident. Yeah, no Reece James. JJ says Toon to win 2-1. Miggy scored twice. JK says he's had 8 cans already. Crikey, O'Reilly. Take it easy. Paul says can't see this being an easy game, to be honest. Like they're in poor form, but are still a very good side. Yeah, I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be very tight. I think they'll come to defend. Trust Chris Wood. That's like trusting a grizzly to share his meal with you, says Trolls. Carlitos over there in Paraguay says, who is your favourite player of Newcastle today? Well, obviously, as you're asking the question, we're all going to say Miggy, aren't we? But him, Callum Wilson, Bruno Guimaraes, Sven Botman, they're all favourite players. They're all great players, every one of them. Love them all. George saying hello to Julie J. And Facebook user, whoever you may be, Evening Billy, setting down for a great stream and win. Yes, hopefully so, my friend. Ali236, Maxi Wilson off the bench is quite a sub. It is. It's lots of depth in the subs bench, not as much on the pitch, though, unfortunately. But we said this the other week, didn't we? And we went out and won. So Rich said, if the second of the season takes us to 8th, I'll still be happy. Absolutely. I predicted 6th at the beginning of the season. I think we can finish 6 or higher than that, but we shall see. Time will tell, won't it? And if we're in any kind of position to attack the Champions League places in January, I expect us to, speculate to accumulate and maybe buy 2 or 3 good players, maybe pricey players too. Martin Watson's here. Evening, Billy, match day. Indeed. Ken Robinson, my friend. Hope you're well. Evening, Billy, off somebody's arse in the 92nd minute does for me. And we're going to the break third, absolutely. I was expecting, hoping, I should say, rather expecting Chris Wood to become prime Lewandowski. So for that for one day, wouldn't you? Yeah. The little fella says, I'm not concerned. Loftus-Cheek is terrible, I think. I don't think so. I think he's a good player, Loftus-Cheek. It's where they play him. I think he's quite bright. They've been playing him at wing-back, haven't they? And I'm not sure if that's his position. So, yeah. The one player that we know fits into Potter's system, Cucurella's on the bench. Unless he's got a knock, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's doing there, but we'll see. Ian Skinner says, come on, let's grab them by the collar and shit down their neck. Wow. David Oliver's here. I actually think Joe Linton and Loftus-Cheek are quite comparable players. I tend to agree with you. I think Joe Linton's better than Loftus-Cheek. I think he's got more to his game. But I don't think Loftus-Cheek is a mug by any stretch of the imagination. Norvik's here. Hi, mate. I hope you're well. He thinks 4-1. Wolf for FS1's here. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. Mitchie's here also. He says 3-1 up the Mags would brace Miggy and a Kai Havertz own goal. Hang on a minute. That's 4 goals. Yeah, unless you mean the Kai Havertz goal in the right end. But Wes, we head out. Hello from New Zealand. We are as God as Wood. Oh, so yes, there's been lots of support for Chris Wood down there in Kiwiland. Obviously, he's their centre forward in their international side. So, yeah, there's some confidence for him from somewhere. Judy J, I think Tony didn't go to Qatar because of his attitude. Possibly right. Possibly right. Ronald's giving a thumbs up. Damien Brown's here. I've seen a few Chelsea fans TV podcasts. They're not all confident against us. No, I've heard that. Nigel B, my mate Nige, he's becoming a member of the channel. I think that probably is a renewal. But if not or whatever, cheers, mate. Appreciate that. One with more hearts. Jules saying hello to Norvik. Christian Frisbee's here, all the way from Bermuda. Global channels we are at the moment, watching from Bermuda. So hello from the Bermuda Mags. Hello, Christian. Hope you're well. Hope you're soaking the rays up because you're bound to have lots of sun there. None here. It's freezing. Jules saying hello to Nige. Daniel's here. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. Evening, Billy and all in chat. Evening, mods. I win tonight and we can enjoy the World Cup break. We can. Isaiah says Tony is getting investigated for betting violations. He is, and that might have been part of the reason why he hasn't been selected. Not the best look, is it, for an England side to have a player under that kind of cloud representing them at a tournament? I wouldn't have thought that would be au fait with the FA at all. So I just said au fait with the FA. Weird. Stu's got his black and white scarf out. Up the A1s here. Evening, Billy. Brentford did good for us. It's all down to us to keep our third place going into the World Cup, keeping everything crossed. Away the lads and lasses, indeed. Ali says Wood might do okay, but I would like Willock to push ahead more, like against Southampton and interchange with Joelinton as well. I think that's what we'll see, Ali. I think that's what we'll see. I think hopefully we do it at a better level of quality because I don't think we're that good against Southampton. But still, Paul says I think Potter is changing too much every game for them to find any kind of form. Possibly. He's trying to learn about his squad, I guess, but yeah, I tend to agree with that. Miggy is so fine today, he will blow our mind. Hey, Miggy. Hey, Miggy, says Daniel. What a good old tune that was. Judy J says, at least Spurs been lucky. Kane got on the score sheet, bodes well for England. Yeah, I knew he'd start scoring as soon as I took him out of my fantasy team. But I noticed Haaland stopped scoring. Now I've put him in. So, yeah. Wafty Cranker. What a name that is. Is that you, Darren Grimes? Chelsea not in great form, so hopefully we can capitalise and get another win. Woods to score again, perhaps. Let's hope so, absolutely. Keith Dites says, fucking Tottenham, man. I think we all said that. Daniel says, Stu. Daniel, hey, says Jules. Incidentally, we do have merchandise on the channel where people can go to our website, web store shop and purchase stuff. Let's show you the advert for that. If I can find it, of course. There we go. Have a look.
Let's get down to business. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it now. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it. Let's get down to business.
So that's where you buy all your stuff from the store. If you want mugs and stuff like that. So there you go. That's the stuff we've got there. So where we got what we got here then? Where did we get to? There we go. I think it was there. I think it was Jimmy Jones. What happened to his act? He's been injured since the Palace game. Is it Palace he played? Or Bournemouth, one of the two. But he's been injured for Sweden, but he hasn't played since the Palace game or the Bournemouth game. I can't remember which one it was. Scored against Bournemouth, didn't he? So yeah, since the Bournemouth game, he went away to Sweden, tore something. But he'll be back after the World Cup break. He's near enough at full fitness now. Angelica's here. Hello, Billy. I'm having a bit of a wobble. I'm missing you more today. So I'm here for you to keep you company and hopefully win. We'll do our best, Angelica. And these things are going to happen. You're going to get you're going to get moments like that. But just think of the good times and we'll get you through it today if we can. Either with humour or with goals or with both. But yeah, I'm sure all of us here at the Toon Review and out there in chat have got you in our hearts at the moment, and we're all thinking of you. Cameron says, funny, out of hospital in time for the match. Well, that's great timing, Cameron. Brilliant. Here's Nigel. I'll put a 5 on the player that got a red in the Spurs game. Always knew the rest supported Spurs when I see the yellow. What a joke. A fantastic game, shite result. Yeah, and sounds like you've made a bit of financial profit out of it too, mate, which is also good. Julie J mentioned about Isaac. He's injured, not back after the World Cup. Players are out on the pitch now, incidentally. Chris Wood for Balloon d'Or, says Stu. I think Anderson up front is a better bet than Wood. You're probably right. But we trust in Eddie, and Eddie's on the screen now with his team. Tony Hunter says, I think Billy should do the commentary with his clock teeth in. Hillbilly Bob. I can't speak with him in now. I mean, I would try it, but we are a professional outfit at the end of the day. But that's not Jurgen Klopp. That's certainly not Jurgen Klopp. Nor that. You sure can't talk. It's really hard to talk. In fact, it gives me a kind of makeshift German accent, doesn't it? So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, mate, unfortunately. However, the lads, evening Billy says, Neil Allen, the mods and the fans, let's do this. Confidence is sky high. Can see us sticking 3+ past them. Yeah, well, let's hope so. We're 4 minutes from kick-off anyway. Terry Cook says, I hear Chelsea have some players with illnesses in their team. What an opportunity to get a win. Yeah. Jock Barr says, even if we finish 4th over the break, anyone looking to join us may think, yeah, I fancy playing for them. Yeah, we're going to be in the top 4 on Christmas Day while we're tucking into our turkey and stuff, aren't we? It's been a long, long time since we can say that, isn't it? Let's be fair. Let's be honest about things. Don't forget, hit the likes if you're enjoying the stream, people, and of course, the membership subscription, super chats available also. Keep that in mind as we go through the 90 minutes and 15 minutes of half time. So I think Salman Ron's going to do a Cisse goal today. Well, that'd be great if we did. Julie, Jules is saying, Angelica, sorry to hear that, Hearn. You have a huge family here to give you a massive hug. Absolutely. Daniel says, Lampard in trouble. 100% he is, yeah. I would think so. I would think the fans, you know what the Everton fans are like. Yeah, I think they're in deep trouble. I think he's in trouble. And I think sooner or later, before he gets the push, the managerial teams are shaking hands with each other at the moment. Angelica giving Jules the hearts. Ryan Harper's here. Hi, also from South Africa. Let's go the lady and go through it again. And 2 points behind Man City. What a season so far. It's been great, hasn't it? More love for Angelica and justified love too. Richard Colwell, 350 people watching, but only 40 likes. Come on, people. The Toon Review is the best Newcastle YouTube channel. And Billy always does an amazing job commentating. So away and hit that like button. Cheers, Richard. Couldn't have said it better myself, mate. Thank you very much. Geordie Mix here. Hi, mate. Enjoy the match, Billy. 3-1 Newcastle. However, lads, let's secure 3rd place. And at the moment, the captains are, well, I'll say the captains. Kieran Trippier's at the centre circle waiting for Cesar Azpilicueta to do the toss. I'm not sure who the referee is, to be honest, but they're going to tell us in a minute, I'm sure. It's something Jones, I'm sure it is. Rob Jones, I think it might be. Nigel says, I'm all in on Wood. Doesn't possess the talent, but what a heart. I'm all in on whatever he puts in on the pitch. And I think we can all agree with that. Handshakes all around. We've got the Remembrance poppies on our shirts today. Remembrance of those fine servicemen and women that have represented our country on battlefields all over the world and have given the ultimate sacrifice to our country. So then we give them all of our love and respect. And there's going to be a minute's silence now for them as wreaths are being placed on the centre circle. So we can take a minute just to have a bit of thought for the people that have you know, and I think they're getting claps actually from the crowd. So I'm just going to take a minute. All flags have done the club really proud. There's a massive poppy on display in the stand there, made from placards, but it's perfect. It represents the thoughts of the Newcastle United supporters to our great service people who have fallen in battle or have represented the nation and kept our nation safe over the centuries and decades. And quite a wonderful, we've got representatives from the Army, the Navy and the Air Force with 2 wreaths, one from each club. One's blue and white roses and the other one's black and white roses. And it's quite poignant actually for the naval person to lay the Newcastle wreath and the RAF person to lay the Chelsea one. Yeah, it's very poignant, and it's the time of year where we think about, and the last post is now being played, which is a very poignant piece of music, which of course is played when comrades fall. A minute's silence, impeccably observed by the great people at St James's Park, all over the ground. Kick-off will be imminent, but until then, Joel says, please give Angelica a heart. Please, peeps, indeed. And there's lots of hearts coming in now. 4-2 to the Toon, says Richard. Well, lads, let's keep up with Spurs, indeed. So here comes the hearts for Angelica. This is all for Angelica. Jock, Stu. 2-0 Toon, says Jimmy Jones. Nigel says top 6 and a visit to Wembley, and that's a fantastic for how it is. We're almost at kick-off, folks. People are, the players are ready. Just before we get there, we've got our super chat from Geordie Mick, £2. Come on, Newcastle, let's do this. Thanks, Mick. Really appreciate that, mate. Sophia's also here. Hi, Sophia. I hope you're well. And Tony also giving love to Angelica. Kickoff's about to take place, folks, so we can actually get into the game now. Chelsea will be kicking off towards the Gallowgate first half, and they have kicked off straight away. Koulibaly's played a ball, looking for the head of, it looks like Broja on that far side, and he's gone past Toon. He's fouled there. There's going to be a free kick for Broja, and I think Fabian Schär's done a lot of damage to himself in the process, which doesn't look good. He's a strong lad, Broja. Fabian Schär hasn't been down on the floor for a couple of games, has he? But I don't know how he's actually, I'm not sure how he's hurt himself. It could be a neck injury, this one. Broja's fine, but it's a free kick to Chelsea, one on the right. I'm not the greatest of starts here, but Schär's still down, and I'm not sure he's concussed, but Lewis Hall, the young lad from the Chelsea team, has gone over to have a word with him. The referee's kind of left him alone, but Schär's on his feet now, and will carry on with his play. He's not going to book him for that. No, he's not. No, strange enough, no kind of concussion check, but Fabian Schär dogs back into the Newcastle defensive line, and it's a high line too, 10 yards outside the penalty box, and the free kick's probably maybe 40 yards from goal, but wide on the right. Lewis Hall's over it. I think his dad used to play for Chelsea many years ago. Gareth Hall, defender, looks very much like him. Be amazed if that wasn't the case, because they're virtual carbon copies. Koss comes in, flick on, going to fall here for it, but Pope steps in and snaps the ball up just before it got to the far post. The ball's been bowled out now. It's with Sean Longstaff, I believe. Is it Longstaff there? He's pushed off the ball. There'll be a free kick there to Newcastle. Just in our half on the left-hand side. Foul from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And we have 1 minute 35 on the clock. Let's get a banner up, shall we? It's not often I do this, but we'll do it today. There you go. I usually forget to do it anyway, but free kick to Newcastle, and which Bruno's going to take in the, well, kind of left-back position, really. See how high line, the word with Trippier from the referee. I don't know what's going on there, but much to do about nothing but look at things. And Trippier might now come across to take this free kick. He is jogging across. Oh, he's going to leave it to Bruno. It's a very high line. The game's been sandwiched into the middle third of the pitch because the Chelsea going in behind them. There could be a chance for someone to get in here. Newcastle head gets to it too. Wood, I think it was. Now it's with Longstaff. A little nod there. Now back here goes to Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes goes past one. Plays a nice little pass there. Longstaff wide there for Miggy. Got Trippier on the outside of him. Wants to go there. Goes for the cross instead and handed away from Koulibaly. Good move from Newcastle. Miggy's almost won the ball back there. Pressure's on and Newcastle win the ball back. There's a push down to Schär, but Schär's gone past 3. Foot in there from Hall, and it might fall for Chelsea in the middle of the park. But a great leap from Botman to win the ball. A little foul there from Willock, maybe. Chelsea do come away with it, and it's now with Azpilicueta goes back to Koulibaly. He leaves it for Mendy. Pressure's coming on in from Wood. Not the greatest pressure. And Mendy gets it out to that left-hand side for Chelsea to press. Could be a foul there, but Hall did well, but lost the ball there. And the referee gives a free kick. Bit iffy, I think. Bit iffy, but the free kick for a foul on Lewis Hall. That's definitely Gareth Hall. So if I've ever seen an apple that hasn't rolled far from the tree, it's him. Chelsea have it in the back three now, and the ball's played there for Conor Gallagher, who pushes Bruno off the ball, and now it's out wide to Loftus-Cheek. Ball down the line is offside there, Broja. Linesman hasn't given it, and they'll play on. Broja has it wide back. It goes then to Loftus-Cheek, and square inside for Mason Mount. Back out there for Broja. And Azpilicueta played it there, gone for the run again. Burn should get that. In fact, Joe Linton's there. There's no foul there, and Joe Linton would be able to clear this. He plays it square for Botman. First time, Botman clears it, looking for David Wood. Goes over his head, and it's now with Koulibaly, then over to Chalobah. And that's a poor pass from Chalobah, straight into touch for a Newcastle throw-in. And Loftus-Cheek gone down with some kind of calf injury, it looks like to me, holding the back of his calf. Take a few comments. Peel O'Keefe said, we'd love Wilson to play, but we have a lot of goals on the pitch. Isaiah says, no, Miggy Almiron. Neil says, 8 cans already. I'm already on my 9th catch-up soon. Love from Angelica again, Toon fan with hearts. Trolls also, and Angelica's responding in kind. And Nigel says Maddison injured, England and Newcastle United on hold, but he looks okay afterwards. Share's still down also, by the way. Whether he's concussed or not, who knows? But Andy said any more news on Maddison's injury? Well, he smiled and he walked off at the end of the game with a smile on his face. Whether it was down to Leicester winning or not, I don't know. We're going to see how Loftus-Cheek got injured here, I think. He's offside there, Broja. I can't understand why the line didn't flag, but actually it's not Broja, it's Mount, I think. But there you go. Loftus-Cheek's definitely done something to his calf, and he might be coming off. And Fabian Schär is taking a drink. He looks groggy, but he's up to his feet. Water on the back of his head, and he'll be okay to go, I think. So yeah, up the mags, and he's in Germany. Sophia thinks 4-1 to Bruno. Scores screaming from 35 yards. Yeah, it looks like Chelsea are making a change here because the sub is warming up. Getting his outer layers off. And also, Jamal Lascelles looks like he could be warming up too. So there could be double changes coming here at St James's early doors. There's 5 minutes and 5.5 minutes gone, basically. Loftus-Cheek looks like he's coming back on. Shares, but both left the pitch, obviously. So they have to do so. The protocol makes them go off the pitch and then come back on again. Shares going to come back on. I think Loftus-Cheek is also. Chelsea are definitely making their sub, though, because the lad stripped off and ready to come on. But throwing's been taken. Chris Wood's beaten in the air by Chalobah. Now Chelsea come away with it with Jorginho. Back to Chalobah. Back to Mendy. And back to Chalobah again. And there's pressure coming on him. Joe Linton, he gets a foot in, but it falls to the Chelsea player, luckily. And in the end, it's kicked out of play for Miggy. But good pressure from Newcastle, and especially from Joe Linton there. Heart of a lion, Joe Linton. Chalobah, not sure what was coming there. So they've brought on Thiago Silva for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. So I imagine Azpilicueta will come in, go out wide and play a wing back, but we'll see. But Thiago Silva's in now. And Azpilicueta has actually moved wide. And he's about to take the throw in for Chelsea, deep in their own half. Looking for someone to throw to. He's gone down the line. Dan Burn should get ahead to that. He's flicked on beyond Dan Burn. Bruno takes the ball off Mason Mount and lays it all the way back to Nick Pope in the Newcastle goal outside his penalty area. Square to Sven Botman. The ball down to Dan Burn. He takes it inside, plays it to Joe Linton instead. And now back it goes to Botman, who's got a bit of space to work with. He plays it square to the previously stricken Schär. Now Trippier down the line looking for the run of Chris Wood. He's not going to get to that because he's running inside the defender, but the defender, Thiago Silva, nods it out for a throw into Newcastle. 5:45 in the chat. Ball's gone in. Wood loses out there. There could have been a free kick, but Chelsea do come away with it. Chalobah has it in the centre of the Chelsea defence. Now Koulibaly and out to the right-hand side. It is, isn't it, for them? Left-hand side. Can't think who it is out there. Lewis Hall, indeed. And Kieran Trippier got a foot in, and it's a throw into Chelsea deep in their half. They've been suffocated in their own half at the minute, Chelsea. Can't get out of the half due to the tight marking of Newcastle and the frenetic press, or frantic press even. And again, Newcastle win it, and there's a foul there. The referee's not going to give anything for it, but he was definitely tripped by Lewis Hall. But it gets a throw in instead. Should have been a Newcastle free kick, that I think. The ref wouldn't give it. Throwing down the line, it's met by a Newcastle head. Shares headed it up in the air. Willock did really well there. Now Wood plays it wide now for Miggy. Miggy's one-on-one with Lewis Hall. He knows he's going to come inside him, so he's gone to the outside. He's going to come back to Trippier. Trippier's first on cross deflected. Where will this fall? It doesn't fall to anything. He falls to a Chelsea player. And he's nodded out. Gallagher gets it, jumps under the ball, and Chelsea do break now. Chelsea now coming towards our half and plays out for Azpilicueta. Ball down the line. Gallagher can't make it. Sven Botman steps in and hesitantly plays it back to Nick Pope in the Newcastle United goal. And out wide it goes then to Kieran Trippier. Got a little bit of space. He's now being pressurised by Mason Mount. Back to Pope it goes. He's got all day. There's no press coming from the Chelsea forward line, of which Conor Gallagher's now on the right hand side. So it's a bit of change in the Chelsea system. Kieran Trippier has it now. Now Miggy, Trippier, now Miggy, down the line. Little dummy. Lewis Hall didn't buy it, but it went out for a throw in. And Newcastle United throw 20 yards an hour and a half on the Newcastle right, which Trippier will take. And he's gone for Fabian Schär. And now to Sven Botman. And now to Joe Linton. Got Azpilicueta at his toes. Coming inside for Bruno. Bruno goes past one. Ball in for Willock. Ball in for Wood wasn't great. Wood was a bit static there. And Chelsea come away with the ball now with, I think it's Jorginho. Wide it goes then on the far side of the pitch. And back it goes then to Koulibaly. Now Thiago, back to Koulibaly. And Chelsea playing a bit of possession football with the back three. There is pressure there. And in the end, Koulibaly hoofs it, and to no one in particular except the man in our net, Nick Pope. Now it's Fabian Schär. Ball forward, and that's come short there. It's Miggy. Miggy's running at the defence here, and ball out wide. Longstaff's that little place in space in front of him. Now Trippier could be offside. No flag. There is now. Trippier moving to offside position. But Longstaff once again moving advanced of Almiron on that right-hand side. The ball was slightly delayed and Trippier ran into an offside position. And therefore, Chelsea will have a free kick. It's very stop-start at the minute. Is Trippier on offside? We're going to see now. No, he's not. Well, no, I don't think he is. There's no way the linesman should be flagging that because the foot of Chalobah was playing him on. Pathetic decision there by the linesman, but there you go. More officiating bias against the so-called not Big Six side. Not happy with that at all. The linesman shouldn't have flagged. Should have let that play go on and let VAR deal with it. Anyhow, the clearance has been made. It's Schär against Mount. Chest there from Wood back to Longstaff. Now Trippier. Wood's gone wide for a ball, but now it's Longstaff. He's pushed off the ball there, but he did well to keep hold of it. But foul for Mount there, and the referee let it play go on. And in the end, it's a throw into Newcastle, halfway inside the Chelsea half. Very bitty start this game. Chelsea have come to spoil. It's their way. Trippier in there to Longstaff. Little square ball there. Great ball that from. Oh, he just overhit it. Oh, Bruno looking for the run of Miggy. Or was it Longstaff, in fact? Looking for the run of Longstaff. Overhit the pass, but if he just hits it a bit softer, Longstaff was through on that right-hand side. But promising from Newcastle, if a bit tentative. It's going to be a Chelsea goal kick. And there's three men on the edge of the area. There's going to be press here. Chelsea don't like the press. And in fact, it's Wood that's making the first press, and he steps inside. Thiago plays it wide, then for Azpilicueta, and they've got out the press quite easy this time. Azpilicueta down the line for Gallagher. Little touch back for Azpilicueta. Joe Linton's took it off him brilliantly. Now Bruno Guimaraes. Now Willock. Ball for the gap. Nice play for Newcastle. Now Dan Burn. They play down the line. He goes backwards. There's probably a more advanced ball on there, but it's Bruno. He floats a lovely pass. The full length of the width of the pitch. Sorry, Trippier. Little flick from Miggy wasn't great, and stepped in there from Kovacic, and he can break. Kovacic has got runners. Little ball inside in the back there for, is it Mason Mount on that far side? Squared up by Trippier, I think, or was it Botman? Yeah, it's Botman. Botman got a great footing too. Back it goes to Chelsea, and all the way back to left back Lewis Hall. And now it's with Chalobah. No, sorry, it's Koulibaly. Inside there for Kovacic. Jorginho. I'm not sure Kovacic's on the pitch. I think with Jorginho there. And now Thiago Silva. Now Conor Gallagher takes a Bad first touch, just wants to get away from two players and plays it wide, then Aspilicueta back to Nathaniel Chalobah, and back now to Mendy and Chelsea goal. He's going to go long. Is he? No, it's a poke. Oh, Dan Burn made a mess of that, really. Could have intercepted that and got us on the front foot. Unfortunately, he kind of miscontrolled it and went out for throwing to Chelsea. Bad ball from Mendy, though. Got away with it. It's Kovacic now. He's on the pitch. Now it's Jorginho, slightly ahead of him. Jorginho goes square then. I think it's Mason Mount now. And he's got to play on a wide right. Advance to the edge of the area. Cross comes in. It's Lewis Hall, but no, well cleared by Botman. Going to be a chase for this ball, which is a Newcastle throw-in off the 26, whoever he may be. Chalobah, of course it is. Koulibaly, of course it is. The signing from Napoli in the close season. Player that we were linked with, of course. Trippier with a throw-in now deep in the Newcastle half. It's 0-0 and it's not been there's not been a chance on goal yet. This is what Chelsea do. They kill the game, don't they? Nice ball from Trippier. Dan Burn cleared it down the pitch to no one in particular, just looking for a bit of territory, really. Chalobah picks it up and plays it back to Mendy. There's pressure on here. Mendy's made a nice pass out of that. Didn't look very good at first, but Joe Linton's pressure nearly took it off Aspilicueta. And Chelsea are starting to panic now with this pressure coming on. Chris Wood now pressures Mendy. He's got all the time in the world, though, really, with his speed of Wood. And Chelsea lose out with a bad header, though. They give a free kick there for a foul by Trippier. Not sure it was one. But no goals here at St James's Park. 14 minutes and 26 on the clock. There was a little foul there from Trippier on Hall, but didn't affect the header. I'm not sure he should have blew up for a free kick there. So free kick to Chelsea wide on their right-hand side, which Koulibaly's taken. Little square ball, which is going to be intercepted by Cher. Now Miguel Almiron, little ball inside. Bruno does really well to get it and play it again. Joe Willock's got space here. Willock can head towards the goal here. Go on, Joe, go forward. Dan Burns made a right run for the middle, took a play away from Joe Linton, who receives the ball now. Joe Linton against Chelsea defender, back to Willock. Willock can go back to Joe Linton, see? Dan Burns is making little runs across the front of the 18-yard box, so totally ignoring him. Now Willock on his left-hand side, up the line for Joe Linton. Now Burns, that's a lovely pass. Now Willock's in. Willock slows down. He's been squared up by Aspilicueta. A little bit of trickery. Goes inside Aspilicueta. Goes past him. Can he get across? And he can. Oh, great header away from Koulibaly. On the volley, McGee over the bar. That's the first shot in anger. On his left foot too. And the form he's been in, we could have expected that to rocket into the net. But it didn't. Willock did fantastically well there to take it past his Aspilicueta. Lovely bit of skill. Out-strengthened too. Lovely little cross. Chris Woods could have been a bit more hungry for that and gone for the ball, but he was beaten in the air. It fell to Miggy. Lots of players coming out to block the shot, and it went over the bar, high wide. Not too handsome. 16 minutes on the clock, still no goals, and that's the first shot we've had in the game so far. Aspilicueta inside there, looking for Jorginho. Jorginho to Gallagher. Pressure coming in from Joe Linton. There's a foul there from Joe Linton. Unfortunate. Took the Achilles tendon of Jorginho. And it's a free kick to Chelsea. Jamal Lascelles still warming up, as is Jacob Murphy. I don't know if that's important or not. 568 in the chat, folks. Hit the like button if you like what you're seeing. The ball's currently with Chelsea. Nice foot in there from Botman. Willock was a bit slow to that, and now it's with Gallagher, and there's a bit of chance here for Chelsea to get forward. Gallagher with a little spin. Now he's running at Dan Burn. He's got Joe Linton helping him out. Joe Linton puts a little, well played Joe Linton. Gets a foot in, thrown to Chelsea, right by the corner flag. Joe Linton's been our best player so far, folks. I can say that with all certainty. Bordered with Chelsea, it's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. Not very exciting at all from Chelsea, but this is what they do, of course. Koulibaly, Chalobah now into ball over the top. Pope comes out, anticipates it, and just puts it to touch. I think the defence had that under control when Pope came out, just to make sure, and cleared it safely for a throw-in, but no chances taken there by the England goalkeeper. Thrown to Chelsea, Aspilicueta takes it. Back it goes then to Chalobah, and back then to Thiago Silva. And back into Chalobah, and all the way back to Mendy. Thiago Silva, of course, came on for the injured Loftus-Cheek. He's gone wide there for Koulibaly. Now Lewis Hall. Ball down the line. It's not a bad one either. Trippier's got to get goal side of Mason Mount here. Mason Mount got the ball back to Lewis Hall. Miggy hasn't tracked him back properly. Lewis Hall, cross comes in. It's not the greatest cross in the world. In fact, it's gone behind the goal. It'll be a goal kick to Newcastle United. But a good move from Chelsea all until that final cross. Mason Mount looking quite dangerous then. The overlapping Hall wasn't tracked back there by Miggy. Callum Wilson there warming up. We've got 18 and a half minutes on the clock. Still no goals. Nothing of note. The one shot from Miggy, which was volleyed over the bar. Long kick there from looking for the head of Wood. He didn't even jump. God, blimey. Frustrating. Anyway, cleared with Chelsea. Headed there from Botman. Lovely little ball from Bruno Guimaraes. And now it's with Trippier. Can go down the line for Longstaff, who's advanced. In fact, Miggy picks it up in front of him. Miggy now can do a bit of skill. Ball inside. Trippier overhit the pass again. That's the second time we've done that. It's Bruno, in fact. That second overhit pass he's made, he's not happy with himself. He really is not happy with himself. Twice he could have put the player in down that right flank and twice overhit the pass. Oh, it's a shame, really, because he was in there, Miggy, but there you go. Bruno isn't happy. Chelsea now come away with it. It's with Hall on that right-hand side for Chelsea. Inside then for Kovacic. Ball across the Chelsea defence into Thiago Silva. Now into Conor Gallagher in the middle of midfield. And back then to Nathaniel Chalobah. Down wide here for Azpilicueta. Back to Chalobah. Chelsea played a bit of keep ball. Not very exciting, I've got to say. Long clearance there. Broja against Cher it was, I think. Cher would it. Will he keep this in? No, he won't. It's a Newcastle throw-in. God, blimey, this is awful to watch. This is just what Chelsea want now. Joe Linton. Bruno, then it's back to Byrne and now to Botman. And now wide for Trippier. He's going to get pressured by Hall, I think. Ball did well. Trippier did well to get the ball down the line. He's fouled there. Foul on Miggy from Koulibaly. That's going to be a yellow card, it should be. Slid through him, took his thigh. Miggy's okay though. Cool. He tried to play the ball through his legs with his feet, with his 28 size feet, and in the process, of trying to give Miggy a dead leg. But Miggy's okay, and in fact wants the ball. He's calling for it from the free kick, which hasn't been taken yet. 20 minutes and a half on the clock. Still no goals, as the banner says beneath me here. And the ball with Fabian Cher, now it's with Kieran Trippier. Down the line then to Miggy. Little ball inside to Bruno. And this time, Miggy has got some space to run into. The ball's getting back. So Miggy has to come back. The ball's back and then gives it inside to Bruno, who's lost the ball as he's regained it. Back it goes to Cher. Cher will play it square for Sven Botman. And Botman will probably come down to Dan Byrne. He does. It's got Willock in front of him. And Willock now picks up with his Azpilicueta on his back. And Azpilicueta will want revenge for that little move he did on him earlier. Botman has it now. Floats it beautifully onto the far side to Trippier. Trippier down the line. Terrible pass. Didn't give any chance there for Newcastle player and Hall intercepted easily. Trippier did well to win the ball back though. And now Newcastle have it with Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes square then. Dan Byrne. Dan Byrne's got Joe Linton outside him and that's where he goes. First time ball for Willock. Great ball it was too. First switch, Willock took it into just Chalobah's feet and Chalobah took it away from him. And Chelsea then go back to Mendy in the Chelsea goal and a long kick looking for, oh dear me, that's a bad one. Botman's jumped for that, and how that's not a free kick, I will never know. Because Broja's literally not jumped in the ball and backed into Botman. Botman has jumped and did a somersault and landed. Oh, yeah, you can't do that. How he's not broken an arm there, it's unbelievable. Botman's okay, but the referee's not giving a free kick for that. And he hasn't backed in, but he's made an arch, and Botman's gone over the top of him. It's a free kick referee every day of the week. Not happy with that decision. Chelsea getting all the referee decisions at the moment. Yeah, and Botman then fell from a very great height because he's leaping. He's 6'4" anyway, isn't he? He's leaping at about 8-9 feet. And he's come straight down onto his arm. But anyway, Chelsea do beat there's a pull there from Joe Linton. No, it's Bruno actually, and there'll be a free kick. Pull on Jorginho, and Chelsea get a free kick in their own half, just short of the centre circle. And Jorginho's complaining, and the referee's having to have a word with Jorginho, who the referee is. Come on, Jorginho. I'm giving you enough decisions as it is. Get on with it. And do you know what? Jorginho's got some odd ears, hasn't he? Very FA Cup-like from behind there. Chelsea have took the free kick now, and again, it's back to the defence, and they will build from deep. Koulibaly down the line looking for Mount against Bruno. Bruno's fouled Mount there. Little flick inside. Mount did Bruno there. Well played, Mason Mount, I guess. Bruno's not been great so far, folks. 23 minutes in, has had a word with him there from the referee. Yeah, Bruno's not been superb yet. A couple of overhit passes, a couple of fouls. This is not Bruno we've been used to so far, but still plenty of time for him to come into the game. Anyway, Chelsea do come along, and the ball there wasn't great because he could have put Mount in on the far side. Now Newcastle can break. Miggy has it. Wide on that right hand side. He's running at Koulibaly. Chris Wood comes short for it and plays a terrible pass. Oh, dear me. Simple pass, 3 yards back, and he didn't do it. Now Chelsea on the attack. There's a foul there, surely. Did the ref give it? Yes. No, he's playing advantage, I think. Has he? No, he's given a free kick. Very stop-start, very bitty. Foul from Trippier. 24 minutes gone, guys. Still 0-0. Chelsea have the ball, and of course, it's with their back three. Thiago Silva down the bottom here for Azpilicueta. Ball down the line for Conor Gallagher. Great little foot in there from Botman. It's a throw to Newcastle, actually. Did really well. And Conor Gallagher needs to get a haircut, but obviously, he likes the long, flowing locks, of which can only be a dream for me these days. Long ball, they're looking for... this is awful. Misplaced passes, bad tackles. That was a bad ball from Cher. That time that went straight into touch. Overhit passes, as I say. Lack of control. Just the one shot in 25 minutes, which went over the bar. One bit of quality from Joe Willock. That's all we've seen. And now Chelsea have the ball. And actually, Willock's won the ball back there with a bit of strength. Push Gallagher off it. He's gone past Chalobah too. Willock on the corner of the area. Comes inside. Byrne will pick that up. No, he doesn't. It's quickly stabbed in there. Bruno with a... Well, what's he done there? Botman's not done great there. Botman needs to... Oh, in the end, he did, though. Needs to get the wind of the ball, and he does really well. And Byrne with a terrible bit of play. And now we've put ourselves in trouble here. Botman gets a foot in. It's a throw in to Chelsea. God, this is, sometimes you see some of this stuff, and it's very bitty. He's given a free kick for that. You're fucking joking, ref. And unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, the ball carried on. Chelsea have the ball with Kovacic. Kovacic square to Jorginho. Halfway inside the Newcastle half. Now it's with Chalobah. Back it goes to Thiago Silva. Middle of the park then for Kovacic again, who slipped but managed to regain his footing. Ball attempted down the line. Azpilicueta was intercepted by Dan Byrne. Throw into Chelsea, which will be taken by Azpilicueta. Of course, it goes backwards. Chalobah, Silva, put it back to Chalobah again. Yep, there it goes. Little square pass. With another one back to the goalkeeper. Now there's pressure coming on now. Mendy has to clear it, and he does. Botman in the air, wins the ball nicely. Longstaff, no challenge by anyone there. And the ball comes... This is so bad. Players falling over, misplaced passes. Christ. It's like watching Sunday League football. Nice bit of play from Newcastle, though. Bruno now gets a pass with the right temperature, with the right pressure. Cross from Trippier is... Joe Linton just keep it in. He was slightly overhit. Back to Willock. Now Newcastle on the attack. Square ball then for Bruno. Bruno picks it up on the edge of the area. Goes past one. Ball inside for Joe Linton. Can you get across in Joe Linton? It's a long and hard one. Oh, great defending there from Koulibaly. Just got in ahead of the oncoming Miggy. Bit of pressure for Newcastle now. Dan Byrne has it on the left-hand side. Down it comes then for Joe Linton on the further left. He comes inside. That's Azpilicueta. Lovely little ball from Bruno. Bruno's got it. Goes in the area. Little ball there. Bruno! Can Bruno shoot here? He can't. And they're trying to walk it in at the minute. And it's not great, but the approach play was a lot better there for Newcastle United. Something to get excited about. And Bruno got involved there. Joe Linton, of course. Joe Willock, our brightest players so far. Sven Botman has it. Just inside our half. Goes to Bruno. Everything's coming through Bruno now. And now it's with Willock. Ball inside there. Bruno's Joe Linton. A nice little footage from Azpilicueta. But Joe Linton is brilliantly to regain possession. And now it's with Bruno Guimaraes. And he goes up to Trippier. Pressure now coming on Trippier from Hall. Back it goes to Cher. We're going backwards now. It's with Sven Botman. Sven Botman's got a little time and floats a ball out for Miggy, which is under hit and is intercepted by Koulibaly. Little bit of one-touch football between him and Hall. and the ball then gets back to the feet of Mendy in the Chelsea goal. Now to Chalobah. Chalobah's on the edge of his area, plays it out to Azpilicueta, and there's pressure coming in again from Longstaff this time. But he goes for the gap and he finds Jorginho, ball through, and Chelsea can come down with Mason Mount. Lewis Hall's on that far side. He's covered lots of ground today, Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall entering the area, ball inside, looking for Broja. Broja gets a shot in, but it's straight at Pope. Nice move from Chelsea. That, you've got to give him credit for that move. It was nice. And Newcastle give the ball away again, and this time it's Joe Linton to give the ball away. Now it's with Conor Gallagher. Yeah, very profligate there from Newcastle. Now Lewis Hall. Miggy's got back at him, might have fouled him. Lewis Hall sells the ball, actually. Now Miggy takes it off him, and now Miggy can take it away and plays it inside Fabian Schär. Schär with the ball then for Trippier. Little floaty ball across then, looking for Sven Botman. Sven Botman has it on the edge of the 6-yard box, actually, but then floats it out to Dan Burn, who can come forward with a bit of space, gives it to Joe Willock, might give it back. Joe Willock comes inside Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta definitely wants one on Joe Willock, because he took the piss out of him earlier. Now it's with Longstaff. The referee gives a free kick, but where's the fucking ball? Was a good move this from Chelsea, though. It all came from Mason Mount. We were a bit stretched there. Lewis Hall been up and down that wing. He's like a left winger and a left back at the same time. He must be quick. Ball came in for Broja, took it away from Botman, shot on the turn, but it was straight at Pope. But yeah, probably the best bit. And there's another foul there, very cynical one that time, and that's Jorginho all over, and that's a yellow card. It should be. Jorginho, of course, trying to make a meal of everything. He's not been touched yet. Kovacic's getting involved in the argument now. Nothing to do with you, pal. Piss off. I think there is a yellow card coming out. I think Bruno should be okay. It wasn't that bad. It didn't look anyway. We'll see now. Bruno picks it up. Oh, no, it is a bad one. He's gone right for his ankle. That's a yellow card. If he doesn't get booked for that, that's ridiculous. I thought it was just a little shirt tuck, but it's not. Oh, referee. That's a yellow card at very least. And then got a yellow card. I should pretty well think so and all. Well, on Bruno's ankle. Not good. Deliberate, cynical. Some might say very Italian. Some might say very Brazilian. Some might say very Chelsea. All three. Because Brazilian players do that. Not just the nice ones that we've got. Anyway, the free kick is just to the right of the centre circle in our half. So it's about 10 yards in our half. And Chelsea have set a line up 10 yards outside the centre circle in their half. So they're sort of playing in, let's say, 20 yards of pitch here. So negative. If we can get a ball over the top, there's the ball over the top. We want a Newcastle head on this. We don't get one. But it falls to Longstaff. Longstaff goes wide. And what's the referee giving here? Is it an offside? God, that linesman needs that. The flag shoving so far, please. Any chance of a bit of a replay here, ref? Chelsea are really Wimbledon in this game. It's like watching Harry Bassett's Wimbledon. Really negative. I think it's they're trying to lull us into a full sense of security here. Mendy has it. Square then to... Oh, there's pressure on. Oof, nearly won it. And that's gone out of play. It's Newcastle throw. Deep in their half. Next to the corner flag. Silva panic there. And Koulibaly couldn't respond to the pass. Now it's with Trippier. Trippier will come for Bruno. And we have to come back because the ball weren't great. And now it's with Schär. Schär's now to Botman in our own half now. So we're trying to maintain possession and find a better outlet. We'll look into Wood, 1-2. We'll look in through the gap there. Longstaff could go wide. He does. Now it's with Miggy. It's a terrible cross. I think it might have been Trippier, actually. Hard and low, straight to the near post to where Mendy was waiting for it. So we did find a little way through there, but the final ball that time was disappointing. No one with a near post, which isn't going to happen with Callum Wilson, not on the side, is it? But the pressure's on again, and they get out of it easy this time. Azpilicueta came for it. Conor Gallagher, a little ball around the corner, looking for Broja. He cuts inside Botman, and Bruno gets in, or Joe Linton, and it's going to be a throw into Chelsea deep in our half. It's Bruno, actually. "32 minutes gone. The throw into Chelsea. Azpilicueta will take it, level that penalty area virtually. But it's going to go backwards because it always does. Now it's with Chalobah. Back again then to Silva. Back to Chalobah. Chalobah went forward there and lost the ball. Wood got a nice little foot in there. Now Newcastle can break. He's going to go, what is he? Oh, it's very tight in there. and Newcastle ended up losing the ball. Gallagher win it back, and then I think it was Longstaff that win it back off Gallagher. Did well there, Longstaff, from a defensive point of view. Very poor game, this. Joe Willock's got it on the left-hand side. Cuts inside one. Might go to Joe Linton. Does do. Joe Linton will have to go back to Dan Burn. Dan Burn will have to go back to Botman. He does. Botman might go square to Share, or will he play a long ball? No, he plays a nice little ball through the attackers to Bruno. He plays a long ball. Oh, that's awful. Got to say. Sorry to say it. That was an awful pass. Tried a long Hollywood pass straight into the arms of Mendy. Not a chance for the onrushing Miggy to get near it. Sophie says 4-1. Bruno scored screaming from 35 yards. Ball's now, it's with Koulibaly, but Hall now, he's in his defensive position at the minute, but he does get forward very quickly. And in fact, he's coming inside now, plays a long ball looking for Azpilicueta on the other side, and a good one it is too. Azpilicueta comes inside Bird and plays it backwards for Chalobah, slightly behind him, so Chalobah has to take stock and, of course, goes square to Jorginho. Jorginho ball in for Kovacic. He's got pressure from Longstaff, breaks the pressure well, plays a nice ball, but luckily for us, Sven Botman was anticipating it and intercepted it really well. Back to Pope it went. Now there's pressure coming on Pope, and Pope comes down here for Botman. Botman won't panic. Back to Pope he goes. Pressure from Gallagher maybe. He goes out to Trippier. Inside there for Share. Oh, it's a terrible pass, but luckily it forced Newcastle for Bruno. Now to Bruno again. Bruno cuts inside too. This time he gets a nice bit of play from Bruno. That's the best bit of play he's in all game. Now it's with Dan Boone, who's marching forward with the ball at his feet. 4 against 4 here for Newcastle, actually. Back, he goes square to Willock. Willock's going to come inside probably. Got a ball inside if he wants to play it. And instead he doubles back and gives it to Bruno. Go out from distance. Goes from deflected. And it's going to be going softly into the arms of Mendy. Brian Amix says Chelsea playing for the point. Yeah, they are. Absolutely they are. Chelsea now on the attack now with Hall. Ball down the line. It's a good one too. Mason Mount's got a bit of space there. He's in behind Trippier. So Share has to go over to him. Looks for a ball for good cross. And Botman did well to get a flicky header away for a corner. But Mason Mount got him behind Trippier there. The ball was good. Luckily for Botman wasn't asleep. Managed to get ahead to it and nod it away for a corner. Because Broja was in behind Botman there. But Botman did really well. Just keep it safe for us. Yeah, Rick Mulder says, tap that little like button, people. There's 600 of you in the chat. Brian says Chelsea playing for the point. They definitely are. They've got a corner at the minute. So it's a corner. Gallagher's over it, and so's Lewis Hall. He's been very prominent, Lewis Hall, for a young lad. Bit of rigmarole going on in the box, and it looks like Azpilicueta's causing it. He'd cause a fight and an empty house in. Rick Mulder says Brighton's passing ability is quality today compared to last time. Yeah, it's much better than last week's. It is. So this corner now, Azpilicueta standing in between Trippier and Nick Pope. Joe Linton's not marking it. It looks like zonal marking here for Newcastle. Thiago Silva's being marked by Share. They're trying to isolate a big man against Trippier here. I'm sure that's what they're trying to do. It's not zonal marking because Share's gone to Silva, but a lot of the Newcastle players aren't marking anybody at the minute. Joe Linton's not marking anybody. He's near post, but not actually on the near post. Someone's come short, cleared away well by Share, I'm going to say it was. And the ball's now with Mason Mount. He's the furthest one back. And, of course, goes back to Mendy. And Mendy floats a ball, looking for Gallagher. Gallagher gets the flick onto it. There's no one in beyond him. Dan Burn picks it up in the left-back area for Newcastle with a bit of space. And he plays it back to Sven Botman. Sven Botman has a lot of space also. Walking pace at the moment. 36 on the clock. Ball inside for Longstaff. Nice little pass there around the corner for Joe Linton. Then he goes to Trippier in the right-back position. Ball inside there for Joe Linton. Joe Linton plays it wide for. This is a nice move for Newcastle. Now it's Allen one against. He's got Chalobah against him this time. Koulibaly inside. Bruno. Now it's with Joe Linton. He's on the other side of the pitch now. Trippier is there. No, leads to Miggy. Now inside for Trippier. Newcastle got behind the back here. Cross comes in. Looks for Wood. Oh, didn't get to Wood because good defending from Conor Gallagher, strange enough. But still in the area. And still chance for Newcastle. Miggy has it. A bit of trickery. Back it goes for Joe Linton looking for the far post. Doesn't reach there because that's when the Quetta heads it away. Joe Linton nodded back from Trippier all the way to Share. And Newcastle again can come from deep, and it's with Share again. Share will come to Botman, I imagine he does. Botman's got it now. Bit of pressure coming in from Broja, but Share floats it on the far side for Trippier, whose first time ball is lovely and well taken down by Longstaff too. It's Miggy now on the ball, out there for Longstaff. Longstaff across the goal, well defended there from Thiago Silva. But a nice move from Newcastle, that one. A better cross, and it would have been a tap in for Chris Wood. I would say a tap in for Chris Wood, but nice move that. Really good football from Miggy and Sean Longstaff. Yeah, Sean Longstaff was on side. The ball wasn't a bad one, but unfortunately for us, the nous and knowledge and experience of Thiago Silva knew exactly where the ball was going, and he managed to clear it for corner kick to Newcastle with 38 minutes on the clock. Still no goals at St James's Park. Been a bit scrappy, been very scrappy, in fact, been very bitty. Chelsea have come to a point of slowing the game down at every opportunity, playing very negatively. But at the moment, it's a Newcastle corner, which Kieran Trippier will take. So we can expect this to go straight into the box, can't we? No special tactics here. In fact, it's a low one. Joe Linton miskicked it in the fourth, and Willock on the edge of the box. Willock curves it. Chelsea defenders were out really quick. And Newcastle need to win this. In fact, it is won there by Sean Longstaff and out for throw into Newcastle to Chelsea. But a total miskick from Fabian Schär. It was a little daisy cut across the floor. Chelsea weren't expecting that. It was a nice one. Fabian Schär came away to take the shot, but he totally missed the ball. Air ball. And that kind of sums up the first half so far for me. Been lack of quality. No lack of endeavour, but lack of quality. And there's throwing there from Chelsea. It's gone straight to Fabian Schär. Now it's gone to Kieran Trippier. Just inside the Chelsea half. It's with Bruno Guimaraes, little outside of the foot pass there to Burn. Now Willock picking the ball up with Azpilicueta at his back. And at some stage of this game, we know Azpilicueta will kick Joe Willock because Joe Willock took us out of him earlier. Burn has it now, back to Sven Botman, just on the edge of our area. He plays it square for Fabian Schär, and Newcastle will build from deep with Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär advancing a little bit and played a lovely little pass there. Nice touch there from Joe Linton. Now it's Bruno, little square ball for Longstaff. Longstaff now surrounded by three players and is going to lose a ball. Longstaff got kicked. He must have handballed it because he's given a free kick to Chelsea. You know, Longstaff was surrounded by three players. He must have handballed it when he lost the ball, did he? Three players around him. There's a foul there. He's not handballed it. That's pathetic. It's his chest. Bollocks is from referee. Anyway, Newcastle can come away. Almon has it wide. Comes inside two. Almon looking for the ball there. Joe Linton. Wide there. Got a chance here. Oh, trying to walk the ball in. To have a shot. Now it's with Dan Burn at the area. He's going to have a shot. And brave defending there from Conor Gallagher. Got in front of Dan Burn's shot, which was going at some speed and went for a corner. We're trying to walk the ball in today. It's not good. And the reason why we're trying to walk the ball in is because we haven't got a striker that's they're confident of scoring. That's the problem we've got here. That shot from Dan Burn was travelling, and Conor Gallagher flung himself at it and did well to deflect it for a corner, which Kieran Trippier's come across a take of being in-swinger from this left-hand side. Any trickery this time? I don't think I could play that low one again. Dan Burn's been marked by Conor Gallagher. That's very odd. It is a short corner. Gone to Miggy. First, that's too near the keeper. I'm imagining it is, and Mendy picks it. Yeah, a little short corner, 1-2 with Miggy. Floated in from Trippier's, it would be his right foot, wouldn't it? But it's straight to the arms of Mendy. And Mendy's taken as much time as he can, and he bowls it out there to Thiago Silva. Now to Koulibaly. Still really close to the area. Lewis Hall's bypass there, and Newcastle can't get a footing, can they? No, they can't, because Mason Mount's done really well and gone past two and played the ball all the way across the pitch to Azpilicueta. Nice play from Mason Mount. Azpilicueta squared up by Dan Burn into Conor Gallagher, who has to come back from his own half and play it to Chalobah and back to the goalkeeper. Christ, they're fucking boring. You want to see them ticket at Chelsea, would you? Christ almighty. Conor Gallagher's going to lose out there and does brilliantly to win the ball off him. Willock's been really good, actually, so far. Now it's with Schär, Botman. Got a nice square ball for Schär to move into. Trippier has it now. Wide it'll go. No, it doesn't. He comes inside for Bruno. He's going to orchestrate from deep. He's gone past Gallagher. Now he plays it wide there for Longstaff. And now out to Miggy. Ball from Miggy weren't great. In fact, it was awful. And Gallagher, Bruno's going to get a yellow card for that, I think. Foul on Gallagher. That's about his sixth foul, so he's going to have to be careful. Look at that high line Chelsea sets up. That's what you get for playing for the speed monster on top. Yeah, I agree. We're definitely missing Callum Wilson. Paul King says Wilson's not on the bench. He is on the bench. Koulibaly now out to Lewis Hall. Back to Koulibaly, 42 on the clock. Now inside then to Kovacic. Back to Koulibaly. Now to Thiago Silva. All the way back to Mendy. The last 10 minutes possession, it's 71 Newcastle, 29 Chelsea. Long ball from Mendy. Bird should win that. God, he didn't anticipate where the ball was going to land there, Bird, and it ended up glancing off his head, but he could get a foot in, and it's going to be a throw to Chelsea halfway inside their half, which Azpilicueta will take. Dan Ashworth there in the crowd, just sitting behind, I think it's Steve Clark. Anyway, the play's on, shares, lumped it forward, little cultured little look, and Chris Wood's doing well there, but God, he's slow. And almost took on from Joe Linton, but I'd like to see a change at half time. If Wilson's fit enough for the bench and he's fit enough to come on at half time, it's a throw into Newcastle. There'll be people online that will slate me for this, but Chris Wood's fucking horrendous, I've got to say. Just doesn't suit the style. Needs to play up there with him. We can't play with that style. So Bruno has it now towards Longstaff. Now Bruno again down here for Dan Burn. Picks it up. Got Willock outside. We'll go to Willock. We'll go inside for Bruno. Bruno picks it up in the quarterback role. Can you see a pass? It's a great one, that one. That's a nice pass to Trippier. Trippier wide right. Perfect pass from Bruno, that one. No overhit there. Back inside for Bruno. He's received again. We're 10 yards further the pitch with Bruno on it. Now it's out to Miggy. Miggy, of course, comes back inside. Back inside for Bruno. Bruno now plays it back to Cher. Newcastle playing some possession football here. 43 on the clock. Little ball in, overhit. How many times have I said the word overhit today? Too many times. Daniel Kane says, I'd bring Wilson on and Saints on. Wood off at half time. Yeah. And the thing is, I know it's easy to have a go at Chris Wood because he's very, very, very slow. And he's also very, very profligate in front of goal, let's say. He scored last week. Of course he did. Anyway, Newcastle on the attack with Bruno. Good throw from Trippier. Bruno's managed to maintain possession well there. Now to McGee. He's pitching the side. He's maintained possession well also. He must come back and does. Longstaff. Is it Longstaff? It is. Ball then to Sven Botman. It's Dan Burn now. And now Willock back to Burn. Newcastle playing some possession football now, which is nice to see. But at least we've got some attacking intent behind it. Chelsea don't seem to have any at all. It's with Kieran Trippier at the moment. And Kieran Trippier is making his way down that right flank inside of Miggy. Back it goes then to Bruno. Bruno will go back to Trippier on that right flank. And Newcastle keep the ball again because there's nowhere to go to. Cher plays it all the way across here for Dan Burn, who picks it up on his left foot. And who plays it in forward for Joe Linton, who's managed to get a bit of space there. Did a lovely little turn there from Joe Linton. Back inside, did really well. Beat Azpilicueta, all ends up. But then he has to come backwards because he's enveloped by Chelsea midfielders and defenders all over him. Joe Linton has it again now. Little floaty ball left for Longstaff. Longstaff does well to hold on to it. Little strength there. Now Bruno, can he get over the top? He can't. He's going to have to go back to Cher. Trippier now. Trippier looking for the ball over the far side for Dan Burn. It's a good one too. What's Burn's control like? Very good, actually. Burn comes inside, all the way back then to Joe Linton. Joe Linton will look for a square ball for Bruno. Bruno look for the ball over the top there. That's the one he's... Oh, I didn't do it. He didn't do it that time. Just not quite got the touch like Bruno today. 2 minutes of injury time. And Chelsea on the break so far. They're coming forward now with Kovacic. Terrible pass from him. Cher cuts out really easily. But that was dangerous if it had got through. Now Miggy has it wide right. He's got a bit of space in front of him because Hall's up the pitch. Now it's with Longstaff ahead of him again. Must come back. Does. Miggy. Now Bruno. Wide then to Trippier. He's squared up by Young Hall. And Trippier comes back. Longstaff plays it for Sven Botman in quite an advanced position. Botman, wide then to Dan Burn. Dan Burn now to Joe Linton. Chelsea, they've got 2 banks of 5, it looks like. It's that bad. Nice bit of football. Williams got through here. Little ball inside. Burns got in ahead. We're looking for handball here. I don't think we can get one. He was on the floor when he hits him, but we need to look at VAR here. I think Willock wants a penalty for this. Will VAR look at it? They should. If there's any kind of doubt, let's have a look at this. Nice play from Willock. Burns cross. That's a penalty. His arm's away from his body. It's hit his hand. That's a penalty kick. That's a penalty. It's away from his body. In today's law, it's a shit penalty. That's a penalty. The VAR aren't even looking at it. God, for fuck's sake, that's pathetic. Why aren't VAR looking at that? The ball's away, the hand's away, and it's on the ground, fair enough. But his hand's away from his body. And that's what they say is unnatural. It's nonsense law. We all agree with it. But in today's law, that's a penalty kick. VAR refused to even look at it. And I'm fed up with the back teeth of saying that these people are against our team. They are definitely against our team. Why haven't they even looked at that? Shh. Christ, all right. Anyway, it's a corner for Newcastle. In swing from Trippier. Gone very deep. Looking for the far post. That'll be a goal kick. and we're in the last minute of injury time. Header from Joelinton went wide. Angelic says this is abysmal. I need to get their fingers out. I was to knock some spag ball up for me and the Bairns. How many points of VAR if you like this season? 9 at the least. It's half time now. What a terrible first half that was. God. Whew, I wouldn't want a bloody season ticket at Chelsea. That's what I've got to say. Top G doesn't think that's a penalty. He's on the floor, isn't he? So, but his hands away from his body. This is the whole point of it. It's a shit law. We all know that. But in the letters of the law, if his hands away from his body, it's unnatural. And to me, that's a penalty kick. Paul Lear says Chelsea just come to defend and then a night on the Toon. Well, they won't be very welcome with that, will they? Ian Fleming says it's a poor first half. Terrible, hasn't it? VAR took the win off Liverpool. VAR checking apparently. The Brazilian commentator said it was a penalty. Jack Burton says it's a penalty. Charles says it's a penalty. I know we're biased. Cheers for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia there from Abdul Rahman. Hope you're well, mate. Welcome to the channel. This match is screaming out for Wilson ASM. They did go to VAR. VAR call it against our team, but we never get exactly. And do you know what? Had it happened in the end, that would have been a penalty. That had to be a pen, says Northumberland. Rigmarole says what? William Headley says, got to say, very poor first half at home it is. We'll hear the knowledgeable words of Alex at some stage soon. Bruno having a stinky. Got better as the half went on, but cool, the first 25 minutes, he was dreadful, wasn't he? Anthony Antassi said, piss time, folks. Nice one, Billy. Good. Thanks, mate. That's a pen. And I've seen loads of them given. Says, exactly. It hit his arm, and it was totally away. It was away from his body. It's pen. Here's my mate, Alex. He's gonna. I wonder what he's got to say about that. Hi, mate. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Not got matchsticks in your eyes?
Oh, but yeah, a little bit tired still, but oh my God, no, that first half definitely woke me up. I mean, we're not winning, but we've done everything. But I think that's got to be one of the best first half performances I've seen as an adult supporting this club. Absolutely immaculate in every sense of the word. It was just that final ball that we're trying to find. But we are awesome. We are really good at football. It's lovely.
Right. How many beers you had today?
Just the one a few hours ago.
Oh, Christ. I think it's sensational. Really? I thought it'd been absolutely awful. I think
really?
Misplaced passes over.
Well, with the final product, but when you put it into the context of we're playing against Chelsea, this is somebody who's won the Champions League twice, Premier League winners. They're full of winners all over that pitch. You know, they've got a hugely expensively assembled side, and we look so much better than them. They are trying to hit us on the break and in transitions because we are superior to them in every angle on this pitch, whether it's build up, press, passing, shooting, set pieces, tenacity. We are winning everything, and we're up on everything except the scoreline. And I really hope we can keep turning the screw because this is a statement. This is a statement fixture. If we can continue this sort of, just the press is relentless, tenacious. They cannot handle it. Mendy is terrified. It's taking. I've never seen them look so focused. Azpilicueta on the right is having to work his arse off to try and get them any foothold into the game for Chelsea because we are relentless. I say every week they're going to have to die if they want 3 points today. They're going to have to die for it because we are so up for it. They need a miracle. They need a sweaty goal because we are so up for it. And the crowd are incredible. It's just brilliant. We just need the goal. We really need even Chris Wood with the pressing, tenacious, unrelenting, amazing from all 11 on the pitch. Just that final bit of quality.
I think the quality comes from the fact we haven't got a striker to aim at, though. I think there's been a couple of near post balls, so we know Chris Wood doesn't go there. Callum Wilson's playing; he might have been in there and scored. I think the fact we've got Chris Wood
in the place.
I'm just thinking he's hamstringing us. I think he might come off at half time because if Callum Wilson's anywhere near fit, he should come on second half.
Well, in his defence, a couple of balls that have been aimed at him haven't beat the first man past to get into the 6-yard box, and then a few other options they've gone long to Willock at the back post. So I can't fault Chris Wood. I'm happy to fault him when he does things wrong. But I don't think he's done anything wrong. I think he's been brilliant. I think
No, I
all
don't think
11,
anything wrong. I don't think
I think
anything wrong.
Willock, Joe Linton, of both of them on the left have been incredible. Dan Burn's been brilliant.
I've enjoyed
Longstaff's
the left
been
side.
insane. That wasn't a foul on him either. That was a foul on him as well. He shouldn't. He held off 4 Chelsea players.
The one who gave a handball.
The handball. I mean, we've seen it given in games that gets given from time to time, but it's never going to get given for us because we don't get those kinds of decisions. But I think we can beat them on merit. I think we're turning the screw. I think they were hanging on for dear life. They wanted the halftime whistle because we were so much more dominant than they were. And I'm just so thrilled that we can say that, and I get to witness performances like this. And I just hope we can continue it in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed because I've not seen any of that. I've seen a lot.
Really?
I've enjoyed the left-hand side. I've enjoyed the press. I have enjoyed all that. But we've not really looked at scoring, have we? Let's be honest. It's the final ball.
It's that final bit, but I feel like the rest of it's been so good. This is what I'm focusing on because the quality in the top end will come. That comes with new signings or having your big hitters up top with with Wilson or Isak and stuff. And we'll get those players back. That's fine. But we've got the other 9/10 of the whole job is so up to scratch. The standard is so high with Miggy coming back defensively as well. Just how good Botman and Cher are at reading that game together. Just immaculate. They've barely.
I want to put this point up. Officials are giving us nothing. Linesman flagging for phantom offsides, fouls on players going other ways, and a penalty not given. Yeah, he flagged Trippier off when he was onside. I mean, the linesman shouldn't even be flagging at all, should he, when there's doubt?
Yeah, Trippier wasn't offside there. I've got that noted. That definitely wasn't off. I think there were 2 that were offside. But then again, there's a couple of things I really do like from the officials. I love that they told Jorginho off for asking for a yellow. That was great. Well done, ref. And then he gives a blatant foul and then gets the yellow himself. So I love that. I love that was quite fair. And yeah, I think the officiating's not been too bad. The first 10 or 15 minutes was frustrating because of the offsides, a few little niggles. But I think we've gotten away with a few fouls as well. He's kept the ball. He's kept the game going when we've been a little bit aggressive. But that's great. That suits our style because we're being really tenacious and the press is just ferocious today. So if he can keep this game rolling, because we've got no yellows yet, so we can just keep flying in high tempo.
I'm amazed Bruno hasn't been yellowed yet. I mean, the first 20 minutes, I thought he was awful, but the next 25 minutes, he was great again.
Yeah. Some of his passes, but he knows the passes aren't there. The fact that I think we're playing so well and the final ball's not there. Imagine if this final ball's there. I mean, there's a good reason why we've been spanking teams 4-5-4. We've just been putting goals in. You put us against a Champions League standard side in Chelsea. The goals aren't quite there, but you can see the style still there. We just need Bruno to get those chip balls right. Trippier and Bruno to get the weight of pass right on those sort of right wing runs. Willock has done some amazing stuff with his drives, but then that split-second decision, he hesitates, he waits, and he recycles the ball out. We just need that final piece.
Stato's mum's in the house. Stato is so passionate and knowledgeable.
Well, thank you.
Well, I'm going to leave Alex to you. You can talk for 5 minutes while I go and have a quick run out, Alex, and you give him some words of wisdom, mate. Good, mate.
I can have a go. I mean, what should we talk about first? We've talked about a lot already. One thing that we've talked about in recent weeks, corners. A couple of new corner routines. They did a really cheeky one where they waited last minute, and I can't remember who it was. Was it Bruno? I think Bruno pulled off the back post in just sort of behind the penalty spot and went for a little cheeky on the turn shot. Unfortunately, it was a bit off balance, didn't get the hit right. But some new. We're always mixing up these corner routines, and you can see they're working really, really hard in training, getting a nice variety of corner routines in play. That long set piece, that long free kick, unfortunately, the offside, although I think on the replay, was it Wood flagged for offside? I think it was actually on. So that's 2 offsides we've been given. But set pieces and corners, lovely and fresh. Lovely to see some new ideas. In terms of where we need to be careful, the way they are trying to break us and break the press is definitely down that left-hand side. Well, their left-hand side. So Trippier and Miggy for us. Trying to do some little combinations and release Mount and Gallagher. Both of their driving runs, we're having to respect them somewhat because they're both very competent players. I know some people are unhappy that Gallagher's in the England team, but you can see he's one of the only players they've got who are creating space for Chelsea to play and get at us. You know, they're picking the ball up and driving into that space that's created when they can occasionally beat our press. But as me and Billy just mentioned, Botman and Cher been incredible at covering. Despite Botman being the left-sided centre-half, drifted over a couple of times to the right when it was necessary. He can smell the danger. He can sense when Cher needed the support, cleared it on the right side. And then there was that Mount chip. Botman got a great head to it as well. They're just such cool defenders. Botman and Cher, brilliant centre-halves together. They're just reading everything. Byrne has even turned his game up probably an extra level this week. We've been a bit critical of him in recent weeks, but his on the ball stuff so much better today. Imposing. I'm so impressed again with Willock and Longstaff because they were people with question marks over their head sort of when the takeover happened. And today they are matching a midfield of, they've got World Cup stars in that midfield. I know Italy's not going, but still. They are matching a midfield. Ultimately, those guys picked up the Champions League with that midfield. And we look great. We look like we're in so much control. Just got to hang on. Fingers crossed we don't concede some little sweaty goal with the ball over the top. Because the only way they win this game at the moment is through the way we used to play, is through a little cheeky counter-attack and a fortunate ball over. But, yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We've still got Maxi on the bench. We've still got Wilson on the bench. There are options. Let's just pray we can maintain this intensity because that at the moment is going to win us this game because they're not going to be able to put in these last-minute blocks for the whole 90 minutes. One of these will go in. So we've just got to maintain what we're doing.
Edward Gaunt sent us 1,000 yen super chat from Japan. Hi, Eddie. Hope you're well, mate. Eddie in Japan just get the winning saying. And C Stock makes an excellent point here. I didn't know this. I wasn't aware of this. There's 704 in the chat, actually 715 now. Only 33 likes. Come on, guys. There's loads of you out there. We've got to do is press the one button and hit that thumbs up. Give us a like. And if you're new to the channel, of course, and you're impressed with what you're seeing, why not subscribe? Because it doesn't cost anything. We're heading towards 16k subscribers. And, of course, memberships are available also. And like Eddie just done there, super chats are also available by hitting the dollar sign. Just donate whatever you fancy donating. Everything's greatly appreciated. What can I say? Yeah, Mason Mount looks dangerous to him, I think.
Yeah, I just mentioned this to everyone that, in my opinion, I think their left side with Mount and Gallagher running into the space when they do occasionally beat our press, they're the ones that we're having to be switched on to. But they've been getting back. Bruno, Longstaff, and Miggy have been busting a gut to try and get back and defend that. And it helps that Cher and Botman are just reading it so well. But we could do with trying to stop that from happening. But it's hard. Gallagher and Mount are good players. They drive well. They're fast. They're young. But I think we're aware of it. The players are very aware of it. The coaching staff will be aware of it. So we might even deal with it slightly better in the second half. Who knows? The
young Hall seems to be everywhere. 1 minute he's in defence and then the next minute he's the most advanced player. I've been quite impressed with him. But generally, Chelsea have been really negative, haven't
they? I think that's unfair. I think we've been so good, they've not been able to play positively. I don't think they've had a second to breathe. They, as soon as they've received the ball, they've got to get rid of it straight away because we have a player on them every moment. That how many times has it gone out for a throw-in in the final third? They can't really get a foot in. The only times they've managed to beat that really is when Azpilicueta stands a little bit higher up and controls it right on the line. So I don't see what Chelsea can do to play more positively, other than maybe they get a bit of motivation at halftime to be more physical and trying up the tempo themselves. I think for them to try and win without playing counter-attacks and long balls and getting a bit fortunate, I think they're going to have to up their game as well. They're going to have to be more physical because they're not matching us at the moment, and that's why we're all over them. So I think the only way they get back into this properly, they're not, they've got to match us. I'm sure Potter won't be happy with that.
We have a Chelsea supporter, it looks like, in the chat. Welcome to the channel, mate. I hope you're enjoying the watch along. He says, let's go Blues, crush their dreams. And I'm going to say that they're going to bring on Pulisic second half because he's warming up without a kit. He's got his kit
they need
ready
it.
to go on. So I think Pulisic may be coming on, and maybe Maxi too, because he's kind of ready to come on also. That's a penalty kick, in my opinion. I'm amazed they didn't. Well, they maybe
It does get given. You see him given quite often, so surprising. I will say to the Chelsea fan though, win or lose, we're here. We're here now. I don't really care what the scoreline is. I'm not going to be. Of course, I want us to win, and of course, I'll be upset if we don't. But the performance justifies so much more than that. It means it justifies where we are in the league. We are good enough to be where we are in the league. We're good enough to be challenging for top 4 now. This looks like a Champions League fixture at the moment. We look so good. So win or lose, good luck. But if we can play like
this, for? Have a guess who's coming on for. Pulisic, who's coming on for? Have a guess.
Well, he's normally a left winger. I mean, the gold standard swap would be for Mason Mount, but he's probably done something different.
Try Cesar Azpilicueta.
Ooh.
Anyway, that's kick off.
Yeah, he might wing backs. Maybe he's going to do a funny. Interesting.
Right, enjoy the second half, mate, and I'll see you we'll all see you at full time for your reaction to the game after
Hopefully with 3 points.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
All right, fingers crossed, everyone. See you soon.
Bye bye. That was Alex there with his half-time pearls of wisdom. Newcastle have kicked off and already heading towards the Gallagher end goal. It's with Fotman and now wide to Burn, ball down the line. Change of Pulisic for Azpilicueta is a strange one. But maybe they haven't got defenders on the bench now. I mean, they've already bought Thiago Silva one. Balls with Fabian Schär. And now down here for Kieran Trippier. Back to Schär. Bit of pressure on him from Broja, but Schär steps inside it easily. And plays a ball which is cut out by Kovacic, but it ricochets to Longstaff, who plays a lovely little ball out for Dan Burn on that wide left-hand side. He'll come back to Joe Linton. He's a little bit of trick on the ball from Dan Burn. Eventually, he does go to Joe Linton. Look, first time pass for Willock's a nice one from Joe Linton. Willock has to come back, and he plays it back to Fabian Schär. He's got a little bit of space to move into, and he rolls it out to the right-hand flank to Kieran Trippier. Ball over the top. If that gets behind, wouldn't run away with the ball there. It was a nice ball from Trippier. Would expect it to come into him, and it didn't. He kept on a straight trajectory into the arms of Edouard Mendy. Pressure's on again. Wood's now going for Thiago Silva. And now it's with Mendy, and he's can Wood get there? He dived for it. Hart was fantastic there from Wood. I think Schär's lost the ball in the air there. Now Chelsea coming through the middle, need a foot in, and we get one. Nick Pope needs to be quick to get there. Does get there. He's getting pressured. Will come to Chelsea again, and I'm not sure how they're setting up now, but Chalobah. Is that Pulisic out there? No, it's Gallagher. It looks like Gallagher's gone down to right wing back, and Gallagher has it now. Plays it out to Pulisic, gets it back. That's going to be a goal kick, and indeed it is. Went for the cross. Bruno got a foot in. Bruno then ricocheted it back onto Gallagher out for a goal kick, and Bruno's reaction was to get the Leeds' end up. Wants a bit more atmosphere from the crowd, and Bruno did really well there. Well done, Mr. Guimaraes, on that fantastic bit of defensive play. 47 on the clock, no goals. Match 6, Willock's been our best player, and I wouldn't disagree with that. Andrew DB says, Alex for the England boss. Mrs. Toon reviews in the house also. Hi, Susan. Ball's been cleared by Pope. Nicky gets a flick on it, and Wood can't get it into control, and Chelsea can play it out now. And it's with Pulisic is playing on this wide left-hand side. Bruno's fouled there. Little niggly foul there by Mason Mount. And it's a free kick to Newcastle in the centre circle. Tony says, I think that penalty claim at the end of the first half, if that was against us, it would have been given. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Barney wants Botman's stats from the first half. We'll have a look at them at the end of the game, and maybe Alec can have a look at that. Free kick's taken, and it's with Miggy on his right-hand side, sorry. Yeah, now it's with Joe Linton. Did brilliantly. He's gone round the back of Jorginho. Ball in. Oh, it's a terrible ball from Joe Linton, but fantastic play to get him into a great position. The ball was behind everyone, and now it's with Broja's gone past Dan Burn. Longstaff did fantastic to get back and get a foot in. Brilliant play from Sean Longstaff. Brilliant hearts. Brilliant endeavour to get himself in there. His eye was there. But Joe Linton's trickery here. And Jorginho ended on the floor. He ended up slapping the floor. And all that was missing was the ball in from Joe Linton. But the bit of play before it was fantastic. Chelsea on the attack now. Now it's with Botman in the air, wins it. Now it's with Willock. He doesn't get there in the air. Great takedown there from whoever that is on that far side for Chelsea. But the terrible ball. Wood gets it now. Wood's looking for a pass. That's not going to get there to Willock. Chalobah slides and gets a foot in. Willock could have given Wood could give Willock more to run onto there, but he didn't. Anyway, Newcastle have the ball. Oh, it's a bad ball. Can it come to Longstaff? Longstaff covers well. Bruno now out here to Trippier. Has got a lot of space to run into. Chelsea player trying to get across to him. And now it's with Miggy. Miggy's been very quiet today. Trippier, little ball in the back of Hall, did really well there. And so did Koulibaly, in fact, to come inside. Foot in from Chair, didn't get the ball. And Chelsea do break now with Brozier. Chair's gone across with him, and Brozier's very, very, very strong. And Newcastle win the ball, and Willock lets the ball run into his foot, and Chelsea can come themselves on a break. Mason Mount has it now. Wide he goes there to Pulisic. Is Pulisic out there? Not sure who it is. But now it's with Jorginho, and now it's with... I don't think that must be Pulisic there, because he's gone past about 3 players, really nippy. But the ball's out for throw-in to Newcastle. And Gallagher's holding the back of his leg there. He's off the pitch, so... could be an Achilles tendon for Gallagher. Now he's winning okay. Chris Wood back then to Byrne. Joe Linton. What a fantastic pass that is to Trippier. Great switch to the ball from Joe Linton. Now it's with Chris Wood, Longstaff. Now it's with Almiron. Overlap from Trippier. The cross ain't great. Wood does well to get there. Oh, he must score! He must score! Oh, great defence from Chelsea, but we should have scored there, guys. Should have scored there. It's a great move, and we should have scored, but just last tender from Chelsea. We're going for the same move again. Miggy with the right foot. Oh, so with the bar from Chris Wood. Sean Longstaff. They look very alike from a distance. But great couple of minutes of play there from Newcastle. All little overlaps. Ball came in Trippier. Far post, Joe Linton. And just couldn't get enough perch on the ball. Could Longstaff. Came out to Bruno. The defence was great from Chelsea, I've got to say. The desire to get to block the ball. They came again, exactly the same move. This time Miggy went with a little right foot out. It was Longstaff with a little flick at the near post, just over the bar. Very exciting bit of play from Newcastle, though. Longstaff ended up with the shot just over the bar into the Gallagher. And Longstaff isn't happy. And once again, the pressure's on. Oh, they just get away with it. Do they? Yes, they do. Newcastle get a throw in now, and it's back now with Trippier. The press is fantastic. Teams can't deal with it. And, champions, like Alex says, this is a Champions League side. Lots of millions of pounds spent on them. And they're not able to deal with the press that we're putting on them with the desire in the heart. Bruno back then to Trippier. Share. Ball over the top. Just got cut out from Thiago Silva. That ain't great play from Conor Gallagher. Now Willock's in the area. He's marked up by 3 men. Little ball in. Oh, that's unlucky. The Newcastle player down injured, incidentally. I think it may be Joe Linton. We need to get a foot and get the ball out of play, but Bruno's playing on, and will he just put it in play? Just put it out of play. If he's still down, we'll play a little triangle and got through. Now Longstaff. Actually, he must have got back up again. Fabian Schär has it now, just inside their half. Now it's with Almiron. Trippier's on the overlap again, and but at this time telegraphs the pass, and Lewis Hall cuts it out. And now comes on the attack for Chelsea. Does really well. But Miggy wins it back. The great tackle. And Miggy, got to be careful. He needs a man on shout. Now Trippier's sent him a bit too far. Needs a band behind him to pay it back to. Instead, he comes inside. Oh, dear me. That's got to be a free kick, is it? No, they clear it. Fabian Schär has it now. And he comes all the way back to Sven Botman. Both of the centre-halves on the left-hand side now. Back to Schär. Newcastle have started the second half really well. Little floaty ball. Wood... was a nice ball, but could end everything. Would try and get the ball back, and we'll have a corner for that, surely. Now it's a goal kick. Good start to the second half there from Newcastle, I've got to say. But that young Hall, I don't know how old he is, but he's a very, very mature head on young shoulders, I've got to say. And it's definitely Gareth Hall's son. I haven't checked it. Any Chelsea fans in the chat? Eddie Howe's applauding that little 5-minute spell of Newcastle. It was really good. Looks like the pawn chat's in again. That flick pass by Almiron to Wood was world class. It was, yeah. Mendy's cleared it long. Wood in the air from Schär. Now it's with Willock. Willock lets the ball go across him, but he's beaten to it, actually. attack from Chelsea. I think it's Kovacic, and he's fouled by Work, and he's given it. It's Jorginho, in fact. He wants a yellow card, a free kick. Jorginho is very much like Bruno Fernandes. Both pair of twats. Both miserable twats also. Yeah, the porn sites are in the chat again, Jimmy. The mods must have got to it. Ball is back with Mendy. Chelsea have had to go back. There's pressure on from Wood again. He's running his heart out. Well, I mean, I didn't notice it first half as much as what Alex did, but he's still doing it now. Mendy looks really uncomfortable. This time he's played a little careful ball to the right back to Jorginho. We'll come back to Mendy, and again, Chris Wood will go towards him. This time gets away with murder there, really. Bruno did well to pick the ball up, though, and now it's with Fabian Schär. It's a nice pass, just got past the run of Joe Linton. Kovacic takes the ball down. He's going to get pressure from Sean Longstaff, but he gets that away to Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall goes past one. That's a Newcastle throw off Lewis Hall's foot. Definitely a Newcastle throw. Didn't go our way, but it was a Newcastle throw, that one. Lewis Hall went to go over the top, and Newcastle tied up beautifully with Schär and Trippier. And now Botman, and now Bruno, and back to Botman again, who plays it out to Dan Burn. He's got a little bit of space. A bit of pressure made from Mason Mount. Doesn't get it. Sven Botman now can pick out a pass. You know what his passing ability is like. Sean Longstaff's come deep this time to receive it. 3 men on him. He plays to Fabian Schär, and Kieran Trippier's wide if he wants him, but instead he goes through, more direct, actually. And it wasn't a great ball from Schär. It was cut out by the Chelsea defence from Thiago Silva, in fact, using his knowledge and nous to get to the ball. We had the game well there, Thiago Silva. But again, the pressure's coming in, and Mendy's in trouble. He gets just getting away with it. In the end, it comes to a throw into Newcastle. But they can't handle the pressure, like Alex says. It's becoming more apparent now, and somehow we've managed to lose the ball, though, and Chelsea can come away with it. With Kovacic, foul there from Trippier, will get a yellow card for that, I imagine. Indeed, he does. Very cynical, but took one for the team there. Took one for the team. Talking about the crowd, Northumberland, Geordie says, I think this is as good as we've seen in this season. The crowd, he means. That's Kieran Trippier's third yellow card of the season. Chelsea now with the free kick. They've taken it to Mount. It's wide now. Conor Gallagher's running at Burn. It overhits across, but it could went straight out of play. Horrendous from Kieran Gallagher. Chipper says the porn sites aren't his fault. No, it's you. Not your fault. It's you. Only just in Sam. Looks like Sven Botman's going to take the goal kick. They're only sending 2 players up for the press, Chelsea, so we should be able to play around this okay. But Sven Botman, Nick Pope's taking the ball into the centre of the goal now, and I think he might be sending the players. Is he going to send them deep? Taking a bit of time here, Nick Pope. Yeah, he sent them away. It's going to go long. Down the middle it goes, looking for the head of Chris Wood. Oh, it's just beat Chris Wood, and back he goes from Chalobah back to Mendy, who first time hoofs it down the park. Just beats the onrushing Joe Linton. Fabian Schär is remarkably well to defend that bit of play there. Great play, Schär. And nice little pass out for Trippier also. Got Longstaff in front of him. Got Miggy making the run. Miggy's been followed over by Koulibaly. Miggy, Koulibaly knows he's coming inside, but he plays a ball inside for Sean Longstaff. Should come back from Trippier. Does. Trippier has it now, and now he goes into Bruno. Bruno coming across the goal, and now he plays it over there to Sven Botman. Sven Botman's very advanced. Well played there from Newcastle. Willock's in here on the far side. Cross comes in. Oh, final touch is just not going for us. Lewis will defend that at the far post, and it'll be a corner kick, I believe. Great bit of play from Newcastle. That bit of play from Joe Linton there to bypass the on-rushing defender was great. Short corner, Bruno has it, and it's not. This one isn't as good as the usual short corners. Bruno again, little ball inside. Well, again, that Lewis Hall. Actually, it's Conor Gallagher this time. But he plays it to Lewis Hall, and he clears it down the line. And it's taken there by Longstaff. Nice pass. Yes, it's inside. Mickey's in here. Oh, the touch let him down, and it's just shepherded back to the goalkeeper by Kalidou Koulibaly. Willock's been very good in this game, I've got to say. Paul Hargreaves says goal coming if they keep it in the Chelsea half for sure. Lewis Barton thinks there's a goal coming. And Kendo thought this was a Billy O'Neill fan site. Oh, just not falling for us. God damn me. Just an inch from Chris Wood's boot, and that would have been 1-0. because Thiago Silva actually missed it for once that time also. This second half, we started well. Koulibaly's down injured, actually. And Chelsea having lots of defenders hurting themselves. I don't know who they've got on the bench in the way of defenders now. So, well, they're bringing Pulisic on fast, but the question, it can't be many. Lots of stretching from the Chelsea defence, trying to clear the ball. But if Koulibaly's injured, this could be a really big plus for us. And we're getting towards the hour mark. Oh, I think he's definitely tweaked a hamstring there. Definitely tweaked a hamstring. And I think if he has, he'll be going off. Barney Rubble says it might take a strike from distance to break the deadlock. It might do. Koulibaly's walking off. If his hamstring's gone, then, well, it's not gone because he's not limping, but if it's kind of tight, could be the man to aim for here. Kendo thinks we need a sharp window strike. Julie J says, coming up to half an hour left, Eddie might make some changes. And Northumberland Geordie says we've got them on toast here. Well, Eddie Howe's just given the word to Callum Wilson. But Callum Wilson's gone and sat back on the bench again. But it's free kick to Chelsea and the kind of corner of their area, which Edouard Mendy will take. And long he goes, looking for a Chelsea head. And it only reaches the head of Longstaff. Now it's with Trippier. Is he going to get pressure there from Pulisic? That's gone out of play. Pulisic didn't think so. It's a throw to Newcastle in the right back area. Goes to Bruno's lost the ball there to Mason Mount, but he's only put it out for a throw-in. They're showing us the Wolves team and the Arsenal team for the game that follows this. Names in that Wolves side I've not heard of. There we go. That's a very dangerous throw-in and a bit of a collision there. And there's a Chelsea player down, but Newcastle can play on with Dan Burn. Can he play the right pass here? No, he can't. And it's intercepted by Conor Gallagher's down injured this time. There's a big, massive collision between him and Botman. And Gallagher was hurting earlier. He's even hurt now. Kendo says, type up if you love the tune. Twang Brow Fly says, imagine Chelsea fearing the Geordie press. Leave either at the Chronicle. ASM for Woods, thinks Geordie John. We'll see. Oh, dear me. He's got a nice big bruise in his thigh there. It wasn't a foul though, Connor, was it? Anyway, he's running around freely. Alison Ray think we need Wilson, and Andrew DB is comparing Fabian Schär to Franz Beckenbauer. Ball is with Sven Botman now in the centre half position for Newcastle. It's wide over Kieran Trippier. We're getting the ball spread from flank to flank very quickly. Now it's with Longstaff. Ball looking for the rushing Willock. It's well defended. Bruno did brilliantly. Nice foot in there for Gallagher though, and Chelsea can come away. Overhit pass. Don't think Bruges will get there, but he does get there. In fact, he's going against one-on-one with Sven Botman. Let's see what Sven Botman's defending is like. Not getting a foot in. Just rushing with him, and now defenders are getting back to help him, and indeed Newcastle come away with it. Fantastic play from Botman. He was very patient, defended it perfectly, and now Newcastle can come away, but we've given the ball away. Longstaff gave it away there, and Conor Gallagher has it now, and back it will come then to, is it Chalobah? Yeah, Chalobah. Now Koulibaly. That's a good ball from Koulibaly to whoever that is on the far side. Ball inside. Going to fall here for Kovacic. Blocked. And now Newcastle should be able to break. Miggy has it. Nice ball. Bruno has it. Being chased now. Going to be a foul here, and it is. Most blatant free kick you've seen. He didn't give a free kick. He didn't even give a free kick for that. That's pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. Chelsea have it, but Bruno was chasing behind. It was an obvious foul coming. No touch of the ball. Pushed him over. Ref said play on. Paul Tully says Longstaff's going to tie really bad. He was already typing to it, but he changes now. I tend to agree with you. And at the minute, Trippier, cool as you like, lays it back to Pope from a through ball. Miggy in the air. He's not going to do anything there. And track Chelsea, there's a handball there. Ref didn't see it. So don't score from this attack, although going all the way back to this. It was definitely handball. Anyway, Trippier's gone all the way to the far side, now to Dan Burn. And Chelsea's starting to get a little foothold in the game at the moment. Jock Barr says Botman is a beast. He's indeed. Botman smashed Gallagher, says Barney. Anyway, the ball's come through and cross in from Willock straight at Edouard Mendy. And a couple of the Newcastle players look a little bit leggy, and Longstaff's certainly one of them, which has been mentioned in the chat. And it's Chelsea on the way forward now with Kovacic, and now it's with Pulisic on his wide side. Nice little flick ball inside. Back then to Kovacic again. Kovacic comes back then to Koulibaly, and now Lewis Hall. Hall back to Koulibaly, and again Chelsea kill the momentum of the game and the temperature and the atmosphere, just keeping the ball back in the defenders. Koulibaly now plays it forward, looking for Brozier. Brozier laid it down. Nice little bit of play from Mount. There's going to be a free kick there. I think no, referee says play on again this time. And Trippier's giving the ball away there. And this is not good for Newcastle because Pulisic is running, but he's limping as he's running. He's gone inside. Pulisic, Trippier did brilliant to get back. Great bit defending from Trippier. Now, Guimaraes loses on the edge of the area. Oh dear, we're in trouble here. Gallagher, great save, Pope. Poor play from Bruno Guimaraes, giving the ball away on the edge of the area. He had a pass to lay and he didn't play it. Bengal Tiger says, congratulations, Charlman, player of the minute, top player. Top G says, get Sharpie and Wilson for Longstaff and Wood. And Andy Magpie Watson agrees. We need some fresh legs to stretch him a bit. But Bruno, not great there. But what a fantastic save from Pope. Full length, curvy shot from Gallagher. A fantastic save from Pope there. But that came from some dodgy bit of play. First from Trippier, then from Bruno. Two players we don't associate with that kind of play. But 6-12 on the clock, Chelsea have a corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. He has got a player there for short corner if he needs it. Longstaff and Brozier are having fights. Brozier and Byrne. Brozier's very physical. Changes now, says Peter Griffin. Trips and Pope share the day. Trips yet. Top G says losing our way a bit. We are. Here come the corner. It's an in-swinger. Too deep. Yeah. Header from the far post from Thiago Silva. Went wide. So we got away with that one. Kendo says he's a cracking player. Gallagher he is. Looks like Callum Wilson's about to come on because the shirt's off. But the high vis is still on. Newcastle build from deep now with Dan Byrne. Get himself down that left flank. Ball in there for Joe Linton. And back it goes to Sven Botman. Chelsea have taken a little bit of control, a little bit of a foothold in the game the past couple of minutes. Dan Byrne now going to come back to Botman, I think, and he does. Botman floats it all the way across here for Kieran Trippier. Header from Trippier into Bruno. Bruno's little ball over the top of the volley was a good one. Can Miggy get there? I don't think he can. He can get there. Miggy, can he go from distance? Miggy, shot for it's a goal! It's there! It's a great shot, and it's Joe Willock. 2 on the trot. We said we needed a goal from him. Last week we got it. He's followed up this week. Great strike. Great play from Miggy. That's a great goal. 1-0 Newcastle United. Come on, folks. Let's see the great goals in the chat. Yes, says Top G. We're in there. Great strike from Willock. And someone said earlier it might take a long-range shot to beat Mendy, and it was. And Willock's doing he's doing a Michael Jordan jump shot in celebration. Referee's coming across to kill his joy. But didn't see this goal again. Trippier headed it first time. There's no offside there. Ball from Bruno over the top of the great one. I didn't think Mick was going to get there. I thought he was going to put it out, but he didn't. Come inside Koulibaly, and Willock just stepped in and curved it with his right foot into the far corner. That's a fantastic strike from Joe Willock. He's been the best player on the park for me today. But well played from Mickey to set him up. So an assist for Almiron. Great strike from Willock. 1-0 Newcastle. Chelsea now have got to come out their shells. Barney Rubble was the man that said it. I said it was a shot from distance. Fucking beautiful, he says. People are chatting Miggy. It wasn't Miggy that scored. It was Joe Willock. But Miggy did set it up with a great bit of play. Paul Hargreaves says, I'll try and push. And if you play it tight, there's another goal in it for us. Indeed. But 1-0 to Newcastle, 66 minutes gone, 67:50 on the clock. And the Newcastle crowd are in raptures at such a great goal from Joe Willock. We've scored some goals from outside the box this year, haven't we? Gordon Bennett. Chelsea now have got to try and change their outlook now and be a bit more direct, I imagine. And if we just and Willock's going for the press and almost come to good there, but unfortunately didn't. And ball down that left-hand side, no one there's going to keep the ball in. I wonder if Eddie Howe will maintain the changes. I think we do need a bit of legs in the team to help us here, but Chelsea have it at the moment, and already they're looking a bit more into it. Chelsea. Gallagher's in the middle of the park now. he's played it back to Mendy. 68.5 minutes on the clock, but what a strike from Joe Willock. It's with Koulibaly looking for a ball out wide for Chalobah, and it's over the top of him. I think he's not going to give a free kick. No, it's a throw in. Chalobah's out injured off the pitch. Thrown to Newcastle, quite deep in the the Chelsea half, actually. Dunburn will take it. And it's with Joe Linton, and he's fouled there. That's got to be a free kick, and he's give it. Yeah, in the back there from Chalobah. Bit of revenge on Joe Linton for a minute. Graham Potter looks a bit disillusioned, and so does he looks like someone famous, doesn't he? With his glasses on his his coach. I know he is, but they're looking at bringing on Havertz. They're looking at Aubameyang. They're looking at Cucurella. Lots of changes to make. Aubameyang's still on the bench, actually, so they're not looking at Aubameyang. He can't be very happy. It's a free kick to Newcastle, and it's going to be a massive in-swinger from Kieran Trippier, wide on the left-hand side. Dale Simmons says away the Toon. So Chelsea can't have a highlight on the edge of the box. Swung in the ball, looking for the head of Chris Wood. They find it. Mendy comes out and gets the second ball. 70 minutes on the clock. It's 1-0 to Newcastle. Fantastic strike. Chris Wood trying to get in the way. Might get a... they're trying to press again. Chris Wood, again, fitness levels today have been really good. I'll totally concede that to Alex. He's from a defensive striker point of view, superb. Anyway, Chelsea have the ball. It's with Kovacic. No, it's not. It's Jorginho. Ball for the middle, looking for Mason Mount. It's gone for ball over the top. Needs to be won this. That's a 4. Dear me, could be in. We're going to get a free kick there. Foul by Broja on Sven Botman, who did really well there. Carl says we need to stay calm now and keep our concentration. Indeed, Winston Smith said it's well deserved. And Paul Hodden says, what a manager and what a team. But Miggy did brilliantly, and Willock just stepped in, he curved it. Oh, it's a great strike. And Chris Wood's arms in, he knew it was in before it got there. Eddie Howe and Mad Dog Tyndall celebrating together. Ball down the line there. Willock's not going to get there, but Willock's been superb today. Again, it's impossible to drop at the minute. Hence why Matty isn't playing. Jorginho now, square ball for all the pressure coming on again. Miggy almost got there before Mendy could clear it. Lewis Hall comes inside the challenge of Longstaff. Terrible ball though. And Trippier does brilliantly. Oh, maybe not that ball, but down the line then, Longstaff. You've got a bit of space here, Longstaff, but he's very tired. He's not going to get a free kick for that, but we'll get a throw in. And Longstaff's failing injury here to try and get stop the play, but I don't think it's worked. Or has it? Yeah, I think he must have done. Ball to Longstaff. Oh, it's a free kick. It's either a free kick. It's, okay. He's given a free kick in the end. I think so too. He's certainly not give Chelsea. Can't give Chelsea a free kick for that. Surely to God. Anyway, there's lots of changes coming on. Mount's coming off. Yeah, Mount's off. And on comes Havertz for him. I think Ziyech is coming on. Cucurella is certainly on. Hall's off. Hall's hauled off. Hall's mentoliptus, but he had a good game. Of course. 179 from Jimmy Jones. Thank you very much for your super chat, mate. And as always, I've forgotten to edit the bloody thing, haven't I? Sorry about that, folks. I always forget in my excitement. Chelsea on the attack on the right-hand side with Gallagher. Now it's back inside for Jorginho. Ball over the top. Ooh, foot could fall, but Trippier's great anticipation of where the ball's going to go there. Woods won a nice header there, but it's falling back. And Newcastle dropping a tad deep here for my liking. Gallagher has it. Wide it goes to whoever it is on that far side. Good block there from Dan Burn, and it should come to Newcastle here, should it? No, it isn't. Chalobah gets there, but a terrible header from him. But Chelsea seems to have 12 men on the pitch at the minute. Cucurella has it. We need to make changes. I think we need a bit more legs in the side at the minute. Pulisic is robbed. Almiron's robbed. Bruno steps in. Trippier has it. Back to Pope. Pope hoofs it down the pitch. And Koulibaly has the ball for Chelsea. Now it's with Jorginho. They are starting to push more. They've got to, I suppose. They are one down. But we do look a bit leggy in midfield, I've got to say, and maybe up front too. Ball in the back there. Botman has got that brilliantly. He's fell over there, Gallagher. Just fell over. There's no foul there. And the Lloyd was next to it, and he's given a free kick, and Botman may well be injured now. We've not made a chance to make a sub yet. Chelsea's made all theirs, and we're not going to see Aubameyang, who loves a goal against us, doesn't he? Chloe Leroux says Newcastle forever. Mary Gullick says this now shows every side in the Premiership. This is the level we are at, and it disappeared. Jimmy Jones says, sorry, can you match it over to you? Indeed. Jimmy Jones says he doesn't like seeing Chelsea lose much. Very sarcastic, Jimmy. Stick the blue flag up your arse, I think you say, didn't you? Up your arse, stick the blue flag up your arse. Yeah. Adam says we need fresh legs and turn the screw again. Yeah, we need to keep the press on. Rongsung says we are Lord of the Ring, and we are making changes now. And Mr. Wilson's about to come on. Last 15 minutes. Round of applause for whoever. It must be Chris Wood going off, I guess. I'm not going to bring on second on the defender. Yeah, Callum's coming on. And Chris Wood is coming off. And Kieran Trippier is giving Chris Wood a round of applause also. Fantastic captaincy there. Well done, Chris Wood. From a footballing point of view, not so great. From an effort point of view, superb. So we should have a bit more threat now and a bit more press. Indeed. I think that's what Wilson's coming on for, because Chris Wood has run his heart out. But immediately, that's a high foot there. That's a high foot there, referee. How can you not be given a free kick for that? Anyway, Chelsea up on the attack with Cucurella down this left-hand side. Wide it goes then to Pulisic. Pulisic's got two men on him. Cucurella's made the overlap. Instead, he comes back for Kovacic. Kovacic has been marked up by Miggy. Great header from Share away. Diving header, cleared it well. Now it's with Jorginho. Thiago Silva wide then. I know that is on that far side. I can't see. But the ball's come in. It's a good cross, but a Newcastle head does get it away. Back to Kovacic. So Kovacic will probably come down here for Cucurella, and he does. Cucurella inside then for Kovacic. Miscontrolled it, nearly got it lost. Back to Koulibaly. Long ball on that far side to the man on the far side, but Dan Burn gets head to and nods it out for throwing to Chelsea. 10 yards short of the penalty area. Chalobah takes it. He goes all the way back then to Thiago Silva. Square ball to Koulibaly in the centre circle. Back to Thiago Silva. Lots of players in front of him, but it's a melee of players. And Newcastle has set two lines of four up. Conor Gallagher's lost that. Should have done. Does lose it to Willock. Brilliant for Willock. Well played, Bruno. Now it's Wilson. Tries a little flick. Doesn't work, and Chelsea can come away still. Still in our half, by the way, guys. We haven't got out of our half yet. Now they have, and it's now with Kovacic. Square then to Thiago Silva. Long ball looking for Brozier through the middle. And Kieran Trippier, with the calmest of headers you'll ever see, nods it back to Nick Pope. Fantastic header. And it's Havertz, in fact, that he beat in the air. And back it went to Nick Pope. Fantastic bit of defending Trippier. Now Cher going long, looking for the run of Wilson, but it's in behind the Chelsea defence and all the way back to Edouard Mendy. Tyson thinks ref's been poor. Erling Almiron says top G. He didn't score today, but he did set the goal up for Joe Willock. Ashley says you can't judge a grafter when we used to judge Miggy, and he was grafted. Woods can graft, but needs quality. Yeah, but at the very least, grafting very least, and that's what he gave to the side today. Anyway, with danger here because Pulisic had it wide, but Dan Burn had a bit more time than that, but he's put it away for a corner. I hope we don't regret that because he had a lot more time than that. Kendo says Trippier has so much class. He has indeed. Corner to Chelsea, which has been taken by Ziyech out the far side there. Going to be an in-swinger, and it comes in-swinger looking for a Chelsea head. Will he find one? Did he find a Chelsea head? And it hits the head of Havertz, in fact. Should have done better there. went about 10 yards wide. Winston Smith says, how lucky is England to have 3 top keepers to pick from? Yeah, it wasn't the greatest position to get in for a header there for Havertz, and he wasn't even looking at the goal or the ball when it hit him on the head, and wide it went. 79 minutes on the clock. Will be a little bit of injury time, I think. I hope we just don't slow this down too much. And like Dave Bullman says, no need to sit back. Get a Chelsea here. I agree with him. I think we need a bit more legs in the midfield. I think that who we've got in the midfield to come on. Maybe put Maxi on and bring Joe Linton further inside. Nice little flick on there from Wilson. Little back one there, and now Trippier has it. He's run it out of play, unfortunately. But I just saw Miggy Allen win a ball in the air in a challenge as well. Well played, Miggy. Cucurella has a throw in about 15 yards outside the Chelsea penalty area, which he will take. Flicked on there by Havertz. Havertz is very tall, actually. Oh, Bruno's lost out there to the 29, which is Havertz, of course it is. That's wide on the far side. Ziyech inside for Thiago Silva in the centre of the Chelsea back three. Last 10 minutes is 73% possession to Chelsea. Obviously, that's going to be the case because they're trying to chase a goal, aren't they? Thiago Silva advancing now, plays it wide there for Ziyech. Conor Gallagher's going to advance to him, but Ziyech comes across, plays the ball all the way across here, gets Havertz. Havertz plays it to Cucurella, can keep it in just about. But Newcastle are very passive at the moment. Kovacic, a nice little ball there. Now it's with Pulisic. Well, it's good football from Chelsea, this. Unfortunately, Cucurella's on his own here on the far side. Cross comes in and got to be cleared. You can't stand there and let it bounce, Bruno. Christ almighty, that was lucky. Very lucky. Very, very lucky. But we're going to get a free kick for offside, I believe. Oh, that was so indecisive from Bruno. Jimmy Jones says he's like a cash out at 65 quid. Making with Massa says we are making Chelsea look like mugs here. Dave Bullman says Nick Pope has got to be one of the best bargains at Newcastle ever. Can't believe Bruno let it bounce in the area. He should have just got rid of it and he just let it bounce, but it's an offside anyway. But yeah. Havertz is a threat. Of course he is. Sven Botman's down again, folks. Been in the wars against our centre half, but they've both been superb. Hisham Fakahey says that was close. Big Joe's been a bit quiet this half. The last 10 minutes they all have. They've been under the cosh a little bit here. It's going to be a case of holding out, I think. I'd get Maxi on, try and stretch it, wouldn't you? Who agrees? Get Maxi on, try and stretch it a bit. Get Longstaff off, push them all across one. Let Joe Linton do that defensive work on the other side of the pitch and get Maxi on the far side. Well, Fabian Schär, is he coming off? Surely not. No, he's coming for a drink. Thank God for that. I thought I'd take Fabian Schär off a minute then. Yeah, Barney Wobble agrees. Get Maxi on. Yeah, get Maxi on. Just move everyone across one. Take Longstaff off. And Bob's your uncle. Got a bit of threat then, a bit of break. Someone to hit the ball on the break too. Paul Hargreaves agrees we should push his side. Colton Connor wants to know the time. It's 82 minutes, but we've had about, I think we might have a few minutes injury time here. Just gone 82 minutes on the clock. It's goal kick to Newcastle, which Nick Pope shall take at the Leeds' end. And long it'll go. None of this short stuff now. It's a long ball looking for the head of Callum Wilson. It's over him. Oh, yes. Well done there from Joe Linton. Joe Linton's gone inside too. Oh, he's fouled there. Ref didn't give it. And now Chelsea can break because Joe Linton was going forward some pace there. But now it's with Koulibaly, I believe. And now it's gone wide then to Ziyech. Back to Koulibaly, who's come forward here. Koulibaly, that's a nice bit of play from Koulibaly, actually. Now it's with Ziyech wide, being squared up by Byrne. Cross comes in, needs a clearance. Sven Botman, of course, gets his foot there. And now it's with Jorginho. Is it Jorginho? Or... No, it's not. It's Cucurella now, anyway. Is it irrelevant who it was? Deep there from Pulisic, comes short. Now it's Kovacic. Lots of itches in this side, isn't there? Then it goes square then, looking for Thiago Silva, who's very advanced, and now Koulibaly. Koulibaly again. It's Chalobah now. Trying to find a way through the Newcastle defence, which is very, very, very well marshalled. Back it comes all the way down to Thiago Silva. Now it's with Kovacic, goes inside the defensive efforts there, but great stretch from Joe Linton. Ball from Wilson. Wilson's got nowhere to go here, really. So he's just going to kick a foul, and he'll get one as well. And that could be a yellow card for Kovacic. Brilliant play from Callum Wilson. Brilliant play from Callum Wilson. Really good play. Jimmy Jones needs a Flamengo goal. £5 super chat from Barney Wibble. Cheers, mate. Awesome job, Billy. Let's see this out and enjoy the break in style. Hi, the lads. It looks like Joe Willock's come off, in fact. Well, look at it. A couple of changes made. Good change here. Joe Willock's been superb. Man of the match for me today. And, of course, the winning goal. Well, Morris said you and Martin Tyler would make a great partnership. Thanks, mate. Great goal for Joe Willock. It's the difference between the two sides at the minute, and he's been superb today. Give me some high marks being given to him tomorrow. He's been great all season. And according to Sniff, though, we slag him off. Well played, Joe. So it looks like it's Jacob Murphy that's come on for him. No, I think Jacob Murphy's going to go wide left, and I think obviously Joe Linton will come more central. Anyway, it's with Kieran Trippier now. Probably going to come backwards. He does. Bruno has it. Bruno has it now. Got a man on him. Ball up there for Longstaff, who loses straight away to Cucurella. Great one back from Trippier. Now Bruno. Can Wilson get there? He can. Now it's with Miggy. Big hit inside. Oh, but it's going to fall for Wilson. No, didn't. Foot in there from Chelsea. Diverted it back to Mendy, and he cleared it. First time. Dan Burn wins the ball in the air. Of course he does. Joe Linton. Brilliant play from Joe Linton. Ball down the line there. It's with Murphy. Now it's with Joe Linton again. Ball in at the back of Jacob Murphy's never going to get that ball in for Sundays. Yeah, Big Joe's gone in the centre. House is right. Satan Greaves, he says, Ian Barron. He killed me, Greavesy. Well, Saint. It's funny old game. Impersonations and everything on this show. Stopping the play for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's Botman's down again. This is worrying. Havertz wants to know why he's down again. Because he's injured, you German prick. What do you think he's fucking down for? The referee's telling him he's had him on time. Why is Havertz getting involved? It's got nothing to do with you. Piss off. Fucking German twat. I hate them Germans. Bomb that chippy. Matt Targett's going to come on for Botman, I think, which means obviously Dan Burns going to step in at centre half. So it looks like Sven Botman's race is ruined. Mary Goodwick says the rabbits will be everywhere as long as the batteries are charged. Joel says, hello to our German friends. Guten Tag. Guten Abend. Guten Nacht, indeed. Yeah, Botman's limping off. Matt Targett's going to step in. And then Botman's going to... Den Botman? £5 super chat from Jock Bar. Cheers, mate. Get some more Pepsi Max, Billy. You've deserved it, mate. Cheers, mate. Some knobheads shouting for a goal when I've got Sky on. Don't talk shite. Cheers, Jack. I want to be a bit of Jimmy Jones, indeed. So Botman's getting a round of applause, a standing ovation from Newcastle fans. He walks around the pitch, and Chelsea are trying to break away here. They're not going to because they're in an area. Cleared now, down the pitch, looking for a Chelsea head. Over the top, needs to get a Newcastle foot in there. Trippier does, plays it for Dan Burn. Dan Burn will go all the way back to Nick Pope. Nick Pope, no airs and graces, straight down the middle of the park. First time, and nodded back from Chalobah all the way back to Mendy. 87 minutes on the clock. Going to be a nervy last 5 minutes. Dan Botman. I didn't even say Dan. It's with Koulibaly. Now it's with Thiago Silva, just short of the centre circle in the Chelsea half. Back to Koulibaly. Got a little bit of space to move into, and he comes down here for Cucurella. It goes back again, then to Koulibaly. Newcastle setting in two lines of four here, and Wilson just in front of them. Now it's with Thiago Silva, long ball, looking for the run, but Trippier's got that all day long, and he nods it to Almiron with great play, and Almiron gets a throw-in off the foot of Kovacic. Well played, Newcastle, very calm defending. Kieran Trippier is the absolute epitome of cool as a cucumber, isn't he? So cool, calm under pressure. What a player he is. Even if I think he's lost a teeny-weeny bit of pace. Samantha Irwin says, away the lads. Owl House keeps hearing Shalimar. Well, it's going to be a night to remember tonight, mate. That's for certain. Newcastle on the attack now. Ball in for Miggy's gone past. Miggy's in the arse. If that's not a yellow card, I don't know what it is. It's a free kick to Newcastle on the edge of the area. Koulibaly had to bring him down. He was clean through. 88th minute, Top G says. Robert Retta says, good commentary. Cheers, mate. Oh, he caught him with his training foot as well. Otherwise, Miggy was in. Koulibaly knew what he was doing there. Very, very, very cynical. Very cynical. Kalidou Koulibaly, second yellow of the year. I bet he's feeling his age tonight, young Mr. Koulibaly. Yeah, we need to focus. Definitely need to focus. We do have a free kick. Matt Targett's come across to swing this in. I wonder if he's thinking about having a shot for goal again. I don't think we've sent many men up forward. It's the 89th minute now. So it's about to cross over to 89. And we're only a minute away from the injury time announcement. But Kieran Trippier's shooed Matt Targett away. And we'll take this. And Cucurella's keeping his eye on Matt Targett in case there's anything dodgy going on here. A little ball back to him for a shot, perhaps. Tripp's free kick, 80 quid cash out. It's not the greatest free kick. But we should get this back now. This is why Target will get it down eventually. Oh. Trippier does brilliantly there. Absolutely fantastic from Trippier. There's no foul there. Oh, he's not even touched him. Anyway, good foul to give away. Deep in the Chelsea half. And we're in the final minute of normal time, guys. And just think 7 minutes of added. I don't think that much. Shouldn't be. Maybe 5. Thiago Silva plays it square for Koulibaly. And now Chelsea have more. Kovacic, pressures are there by Longstaff. He seems to have got a second wind. Ball out wide there for ZX on the far side of the pitch there. ZX cuts back inside. A little bit of trickery. Then back he goes to Thiago Silva. Then square for Koulibaly. There is 7 minutes. You're right, Anders. 7 minutes injury time. I think that's a bit too much if you ask me. Koulibaly, Cucurella, takes the ball down on the left flank. Back to Koulibaly. Square for Thiago Silva. Newcastle are starting to defend a bit deep now, and I don't like this. Thiago Silva's advancing very, very deep. Chalaba's very advanced also. Little 1-2 there. Gets the ball in, but that will be taken by Bruno Guimaraes. He plays it. We don't want to lose the ball there, Joe Linton. And of course, doesn't. Gallagher's pressurising Bruno Guimaraes. He's fouled. We'll get a free kick there. Well played, Bruno Guimaraes. Conor Gallagher. Top-sighted mad for it and all that carry on. I know it's the wrong fucking Gallagher, but Gallagher will do for me. $7.44 in the chat. How many likes we got? But if you like what you've seen so far, give us a subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny. Hit that subscription button. And also, if you do want to pay a monthly subscription, you can actually be a member of the channel, which helps you, gets you into prize draws and all sorts. Lots of privileges there. And of course, super chats are available by hitting that dollar sign, which lots of you have done tonight. Very generous folks you are too. 91 minutes have gone. We've got another 6 to go. 7 minutes is weird. Jules says Conor Gallagher needs to calm that temper. It's a Gallagher temperament, Jules. Can't help it. Newcastle are pressing here, by the way. Ball inside. Oh, dear me. We could have done better than that. I think we get a corner, are we? We're going to get a corner for that. Or we're going to get an offside. It can't be a goal kick. It's either a corner or it's offside. It's a corner. Don't panic. Don't panic. SC42 says, come on, Toon, finish off, lads. Richard Cardwell says, get those likes up. Away the lads. Tyson said they have to give Chelsea every chance. Kendall says, come on, lads. Wilson brace to finish this. It's a throw into Newcastle. Matt Targett's took it into, I think it's Wilson out there. It's not, it's Joe Linton. Another one's been fantastic. And Joe Linton's managed to get a corner out of that. No, he hasn't. Oh, has it? Yes, he has. I think he has. I didn't think it was a corner, to be perfectly honest, but he's got one. Joe Linton's been fantastic too, I've got to say. $92.20 on the clock, another 5 minutes to go. Jack Burns says we do take the piss sometimes. I take the piss out of opponents very regularly. Could be a short corner, this one. Definitely doesn't go nowhere. But the feet of Joe Linton is going to hold the whole team off. In fact, Kieran Trippier's said, no, away you go. I'm going to take an in-swinger and hopefully get a second goal. Carlton Connor says we can't score on corners. Well, here it comes now. Here comes a corner. And he's right, not on this occasion. Dan Burn needs to make that, and he does. That's not the greatest header in the world, though. Bruno can get that back for us. Joe Linton's the one that's tailing back. God. Joe Linton's been absolutely magnificent tonight. Target inside there. Bruno being pressured by Jorginho. And we'll get a throw in for that. Let's give it to Chelsea. Fucking hell. Just give him a fucking penalty. Be in with it, ref. 93 on the clock. God, his clock's going very slow at the minute. Chelsea very, 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 very energetic at the minute. Looking like that anyway. The ball is with Conor Gallagher. and now it's with ZX, and the ball's been swung in over to Cucurella on his far side. Miggy's come back to defend. Ball's gone back from Cucurella all the way to Koulibaly. Square then to Thiago Silva. Not lots of urgency. Jimmy Jones has got the result he wants. HK Eunice, you should be kicked out because nothing else happened. Foul there from Cucurella, but the referee's playing on Koulibaly. Look for a ball in the middle. Flicked on, but Nick Pope will take that all day long. He let it go for behind for a goal kick. When he could have picked it up and he's give a corner. Has he? Surely not. Nick Pope's let it go behind. He's give a corner. I don't think he has. He's booked Pope for time wasting. Pope's in my dream team, by the way. Fucking time wasting. Oh, bollocks. 94 minutes on the clock. This clock is gone in slow time. Ches in the house. Hi, Ches. Ain't you well, mate? 94 minutes says Top G. Add up all the extra time in our games, we'd have another half, probably. Yeah, you're probably right. Ben. Mary says that's what the opponent is about, taking the piss out of the opponent in a fair and balanced way. Fabian shares walking like he's thought he was going to fart, and instead of air coming out, something more liquid's come out. Callum Wilson has it wide on his far side, lost out. That's a throw into Newcastle. What's he flagging the other way for, you? Some officials here need to get themselves to fucking Specsavers. Jimmy Murray says Pipe is picking up a few yellows. Pope. 95 minutes gone, and the ball's with Chelsea. There's a player down for Chelsea. I don't know why. Thiago Silva now into. What's he flagging for there? What is going on here? Havertz diving around like a twat. Now Jorginho wants to fight with Dan Burn. Oh, this is shit, mate. This is absolute wank. Absolute wank. The gamemanship there. Havertz is nowhere near. Burn's nowhere near him. Just fell over. Free kick to Chelsea. A very dangerous position, I've got to say. That wasn't the referee, by the way. That was a linesman who couldn't see because the play's in his way, by the way. Havertz went diving over like a ponce. Mendy's come forward for this goal kick, free kick, by the way. So if we can break, we can get a second goal. The voice of reason says Newcastle has become the biggest cheats in the league. Never seen a real time waste so much. And you call yourself the voice of reason? It's like me calling myself Twiggy. Arsehole. Anyway, the ball's come in. Need a Newcastle header, we get one too, and we can break now with no goalkeeper in. It's with Joe Linton being chased by Mendy. Could have been better there, Joe Linton. Cucurella did want to intercept it. Oh, Bruno, you're going to get booked for that. Chelsea on the attack with Kovacic. We need to get goal side here, and eventually a foot comes in. Now it's with Ziyech, and within the final minute of injury time, there's 20 seconds of injury time to go. Mendy's hoofed it long. Newcastle just need to get this away, and they do. Deep down the pitch, and it's with Miggy. I think Wilson's offside if it gets to him. Anyway, Wilson's in. The play on, he says the ref at 97 minutes are up now. Chelsea are in the attack with Kovacic on the halfway line. It's very frantic. There's Chelsea players lying everywhere. Bruno's trying to foul everyone. Brilliant tackle in there for Joe Linton. Take the ball off Ziyech. He's gone down. It's Pulisic, in fact. There's a book in there for Sean Longstaff for some reason. We're over the 7 minutes. We're playing extra time in extra time. Paul Year thinks it's going to be another Liverpool. Graham Potter's not exactly enamoured by it. The way he thinks it's a foul, but Eddie Howe's a bit enamoured also. But he's on the pitch, in fact. Shouldn't be a free kick here, surely. 98th minute now. It's a throw-in. This should be a throw-in. There's no free kick. And it is a throw-in. And Newcastle needs to wake up here. Don't go to sleep now. And in fact, they have gone to sleep a little bit. The referee wants the throw-in to be taken again. Jamal Lascelles has been booked. Jamal Lascelles has been booked for obstructing the throw-in. He's not even on the pitch. Wow. Unbelievable. Played 98 minutes now, by the way. Thrown's taken. Now it's with Pulisic. Foot in there from Miggy. And that's the full-time whistle. 1-0 to Newcastle United. Have that, Chelsea. Fuck off back to fucking South London, you bunch of fucking muppets. 1-0 Newcastle. There's a big punch-up starting now. Murphy, it's been manhandled by Chelsea players. This is going to be an FA job here. Chelsea players just can't handle being beaten by the bigger club, the bigger and better club. Ta-da, Chelsea. Fucking shite now, ain't ya? Ain't ya? Hey, fucking shite. Havertz isn't very happy. I'm not liking the result. I'm not having it. Not Havertz it. Anyhow, this is just a fast-handed ball, and we wouldn't blow the damn whistle. The whistle's gone now. Jules is happy with the handbags. And Winnie Wynn says, so Eddie of Gallagher. Alex will join us again for a little bit of post-match chat. At the minute, it's it's a bit like a paintball competition or a big fight. It's kicking right off in the pitch. Jimmy Jones, did you clash? I want to know if you cashed out or not. Hopefully not. Anyhow, Joe Linton's rousing the Leeds' end. Newcastle United have won again. Chelsea have lost 3 on the trot. Graham Potter's under pressure. Sack him, and he can give him the England job when Southgate gets done. Joel says, I think we can afford the fine. I think you're right. And again, Newcastle United, actually, Botman's okay, but that Man of the Month curse doesn't apply to us. We're bigger and better than that. Jordan Mix says, I fucking love this shit. Whoops, there it is, Anthony. Yes, get in, says Jack. We are United, says Ken Mully Smith. Chippers, get the fuck in. Top G, the Toon have officially arrived. Oliver Holt, great commentary, Billy. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that. Been a fantastic game of football. Well, even now, Trippier's trying to... There's cards being handed out after the whistle. Joe Willock shouting, come on, you maggots at this camera. Getting a hook from Miggy. Winnie Wynn says, fantastic commentary as usual. Thanks, mate. Thank you for seeing us home. Yeah, still undefeated this season. And my commentaries, by the way, folks. I mean, we only lost one all season, I know. But yeah, I didn't think I'd be getting to the World Cup break undefeated, unscathed. Third place, 30 points. Plus 18 goal difference. Chelsea are now 9 behind us. They do have a game in hand. But we're back in third. We're only 2 behind Man City and only 4 behind Arsenal. Big Dog says, great game, great commentary. Gekastet says, a win is a win. Would have loved me some muggy goals. Top 4 nailed on. Top 3, in fact. We're top 3 Christmas. Going to be top 3 Christmas. Jock Bar says, thanks, Billy. Brilliant. Chelsea booed off, says Owl House. Up the A1 says, get in. Love Lascelles taking one for the team. Yeah, got booked when he didn't even play. Imagine if you had him in your dream team. Imagine if you had Lascelles. I mean, okay, let's just put things in context. Imagine if you had Jamal Lascelles in your dream team. For one, that's a ridiculous thought. There probably isn't a fantasy league player in England with Jamal Lascelles in the dream team. But if you did have, you'd be well pissed off for getting booked when you weren't even playing, wouldn't you? Oh, by the way, I've got to thank Fez for the background. There you go. You can't see it because of my big bonds, but another fantastic background for the watch-along today from Fez. Cheers, mate. And he says, sorry for the caps, but away the fucking lads. It's cans o'clock. Indeed. Third for Christmas, says Majestic Pillow. I've missed loads of comments out. Mary says, well done, great commentary. Ashley 80 says, you do seem to have more energy. Your health doing better. It's a great improvement in your breathing. As long as I keep breathing, mate, that's all I can ask for, really. Isn't it? Alex is about to join us, and he's very, very happy. And here he is.
I'm exhausted. I am so exhausted.
I was just saying, imagine if you picked... I mean, I know no one in the country would have done this, but imagine if you had Jamal Lascelles in your dream team. And he got booked for not playing.
Fair enough to him, honestly. They were trying everything in the book there. Even the referee pushed Pulisic at the end there. I've never seen a ref push a player, not for a long time. The ref was getting really irate with both teams trying different things. Oh, fully deserved victory. I called it a half-time. They're not going to be able to block all of them. We just got to keep going. One of them will go in. Cracking shot from Joe Willock. Incredible resilience at the end there. I don't know where they got 7 minutes from. They're trying everything to stop this run we're on, and it's not working. It's just not working.
If anything, Chelsea were doing time wasting before we scored. So it's ridiculous.
True. Completely true.
Ridiculous. I thought 4 minutes, 5 minutes maybe, but yeah.
I've lost my pen. I've lost I don't know where anything's gone. Oh, I just can't.
The first 20 minutes of the second half, I thought we were absolutely outstanding.
We
Bruno
carried it
came
into the second
it.
half.
God, big time. Trippier was absolutely magnificent that second half. Don't think he put a foot wrong the whole of the game, to be honest. But second half, it was absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. Yeah, great defensive display from the 5, actually, because Target came on and did a little bit on the far side. But Burn was great again. Botman, fantastic. Share again. We don't notice Share. That's how good he is. We don't notice him.
He was brilliant today. Absolutely. I mean, I noticed him more today than I've done in previous weeks. Some of his passes, he just noticed when there was a few little gaps and tried pinging it through. The awareness of when to cover, when not to cover. The amount of times we were playing square balls across in what traditionally you don't do because it's very dangerous, but our lads are just so efficient at it. Just exceptional from top to bottom, just outstanding from everyone today.
And when have we seen a midfield performance from our lads where Bruno Guimaraes is the least effective one on the pitch? Because today I thought he was.
Yeah, as good as Bruno is, I feel like Longstaff and Willock gave a little more. They were really, really, really up for it tonight, especially Longstaff. I think there's a few lads there. I know Bruno is a world-class player, but the atmosphere, the fact that it's getting darker earlier now, under the lights, that caliber of game, that the chance to make history for us to sit third at Christmas, it's such a long time since we've been able to do that. So especially players like Sean Longstaff and stuff, some of these lads, they know how much that means. And the reaction to some of them at full time, Fabian, Cher and Longstaff, they know that was massive. That was a mini cup final for us. That is to solidify, our right to be in this little conversation. We've ticked every box in the last 2 months, and we deserve to be where we are.
I couldn't agree more. You saw lots of good signs first half from a desire point of view and an energetic point of view, but we put a bit more football together second half, didn't we? And that was the difference in the end, I think.
Yeah, I mean, on 40 minutes in my notes, I wrote kill, kill, kill. So we were just turning the screw, just absolutely phenomenal. The only period of the game in which we dropped off a bit. Some people will potentially say that Chelsea improved. I think it was just us sitting a bit deep. We got a little bit nervy. We thought, oh God, we're winning. What do we do now? We got a bit of the old doubt crept in. Oh, let's drop deep. Oh, we're not sure. But it only took, that was around the 80th minute or something. It was very, very quickly. The message from the bench came up to, keep pressing. And then Wilson started pressing back out. And then we cut it out a little bit and we got back into the game and we had a few chances going forward. We could really have scored 2 there. Chelsea had a couple of reasonable chances, but I think we were unlucky not to score a second with some of the chances that fell to certain players. And I feel like that Koulibaly tackle on Miggy, I think it has to be a yellow, but it's one of those that in an alternate timeline where orange cards exist, that's an orange because the way when Miggy is free on that side, he's been burying everything. So, yeah.
Here's a stat for you, Alex. I know you love your stats, but this is quite an obvious one, but it's a good one. Here's a stat. Sven Botman has never lost a game for Newcastle.
He has not. I was a little bit concerned when he went off, but he's got a while to recover. But no, he's not lost. It was only the Liverpool game in which he didn't play. So we are we're unbeaten. Not unbeaten in 5. We've won 5 on the trot now. We're unbeaten in 8 or 9 now. I'd have to go and check.
One all season, and myself doing watchalongs, I've not seen us lose. You see, yeah.
No, we'll have to get.
Saying that.
We'll have to get me back up to St James's after the break as well because I'm still on the undefeated streak. So I'll have to try and keep it going. But you would just, I mean, we don't want to do a review now, but just for everyone watching, who beats us at St James's Park? Really? Who beats us with that atmosphere? I mean, let's not forget they were pushing to get a draw, not win. They wanted to try and get an equaliser. That is how just ferocious we are at home.
Got a super chat from Jordy Mick here. Absolutely buzzing. £5 super chat. Cheers, Mick. Really appreciated, mate. Alvin Messenger says, great win, great call, Billy. Thanks, mate. SJ says, I encourage everyone to just stop, take a breath and think. Champions League next season. Okay, now back to celebrating. Yeah, I think I might have a drink tonight, actually. I think I might do. Colin C, the Geordie historian, well done, Billy, great as usual. 5 wins on the trot, says Samsonite. Yes, indeed. Lots of people saying, well done, Billy. JFJR says, I don't know what you think, Billy, but the time wasting is embarrassing. I don't think Nick Pope was actually time wasting.
Yeah, I mean, Cher was clearly pointing to an injury or just severe cramp. Did he want medical treatment? I'm not sure, but I think the ref should have listened to that shout before the card came out. Because if what they had to say to the ref was nonsense, then you get the card out, fair enough. But I don't think you even give him a chance to try and say, look, can you get the... Because as he tried to explain to the Chelsea players 3 minutes earlier, if they waste time, I'll add it onto the clock. So I don't know why he couldn't have just calmly done that. He said, if they waste time, I'll add it on. Instead of just immediately going for the yellow without actually knowing. It wasn't the goalkeeper messing about. He was pointing at Cher, who wanted a bit of magic spray or whatever it is. A little bit premature. Although in a way I do kind of like that. I like the fact that the ref wasn't going to take any nonsense and got an instant yellow out. I'm just a bit bitter that it had to happen against us, because I think there's a lot of goalkeepers that have done it to us this season.
Oh God, yeah. Henderson for one.
Henderson for one. I wish the refs would have done that in those matches where when they were time wasting, they just didn't take it, instant yellow. But for some reason, we always get the bad end of the stick. So,
do we think Potter's under pressure, Alex?
Yes, I do. I don't think he should be, but I think the nature of the job. I understand they've got different ownership, but I don't think Potter's model of football is going to get enough time at Chelsea. You've seen it's a very successful model. They play good football. They're very structured, but with the time it's going to potentially take to implement that, I don't think he's going to get enough time. I mean, I might get stick for saying this, but fans of clubs such as Chelsea don't often dig as deep into football as some of us do, because they're just used to turning up and watching their teams win. When in reality, something like the project Potter's trying to implement takes a lot more time, and you really have to understand the fundamentals of it and dig. And I think a lot of them won't. There'll be a lot, of course, that do understand that, but I think there's probably a majority that just will be a bit impatient, and they don't really care, because they're used to this model of just churning out managers, and eventually one sticks and they win more trophies. So no, I think Potter's under a little bit of pressure now. He'll be fine though. He'll be given through to January, but we'll see.
Listen,
they're 9 points behind us. So
I don't mind if he gets the sack, because then he's banging line for the England job again, isn't he?
That is very true.
Right, so what we've got here. The Cramlington Wanderer says, fuck the top six, the Geordies are here to stay. Robert's happy about it. Keno says, can't believe in 2022 Newcastle is third. 7+ extra minutes. Yeah, that's going back way back there.
Yeah.
The ref needs sacking awful official, but great win. Best game in the years. It was a very tense game. There was a lot of quality around, but it was tense. It's one of those tense games, wasn't it? You know, that last 10 minutes seemed to take about half an hour to go through. The clock was on slow time, in my opinion. It was awful to look at, watching that clock go. Yeah. Clonard's happy. What a game. We didn't play well and still win the game. So, Andrew.
I thought we played very well.
There were certain bits. I mean, I criticised, or didn't really criticise Bruno really, but that first time pass that put Miggy in for the goal, actually, wasn't it? You know, he caught it on the back of his heel. I think he was just trying to get a foot on it, but he guided it in that direction. It was brilliant. And that finish from Willow, you know, he's on a roll again, isn't he?
I mean, he did the interview talking about he needed to add goals to his game. And then after he scored the last one, he said he fancied trying to get one at St. James's Park, and he's spot on. So, Willock, keep doing interviews, because what you say works. You can keep your feet on the table, on the floor. I don't care. Just keep doing those interviews, because, yeah, it was really working.
We did say as soon as he gets a goal, he'll be off winning, and it's proved to be the case, hasn't it? And his gameplay in general has been superb, hasn't he? He was superb again tonight.
Yeah, he's a very, I don't want to say instinctive footballer. He doesn't play quite as English as, if that makes any sense, stereotypically English. He's quite leggy, but it's all very, he's quite aware of what's around him, and it's little dinks off the feet and little body feints and drives. I know a lot of English players now are playing a lot more technical than they used to. But I do, yeah. I think he's definitely stepping it up. He's got a bit more confidence now, which I think is helping. He's happy to try and get those strikes away. I do think there's a couple of times where we could have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, but I think that's our style of play. I think it's been ingrained to try and recycle and create. As we've talked about this on a few shows before, we're trying to get into positions where we're creating really high value chances. So when a lot of us think, oh, maybe we should have shot there, I think it's instructional that they're trying to be patient and create a really high value opportunity, because we're having some really great chances, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. With Willock, he plays a different position to the bloke I'm going to compare him to, but he's very Carnu-like in the way he runs with the ball. Remember Carnu, the way he used to run with it? Very leggy, hard to get the ball off.
Yeah, I mean, he's deceptively quick, isn't he, Willock?
Yes, he is. He is quick.
He doesn't look like he's running particularly fast, but then when you see fast players running alongside him, trying to shove him off the ball, you're like, well, he must be moving. He was pushed through into some channel runs. He's often used as an overlap. If the situation, presents itself, he'll go into an overlap. That was instructional in a few games this season. So for that to be planned, they obviously value his pace, and he's obviously got pace, as we're seeing.
Yeah, sure. Longstaff was running on empty for most of that game, yet still putting a fantastic performance, didn't he? He was everywhere again. He was clearly tired, and he had a little spell in the second half where I thought they were going to bring him off, but he got a second wind, and towards the end of the game again, he was getting feet in left, right, and centre, and yeah, that lad's an absolute diamond, isn't he?
I think a few people owe him an apology, because I think he's not Bruno, but by God, does he put in a shift. I think he was unfortunate not to score today. He went close twice. He had a couple of shots.
Yeah.
There were a 0.23 XG and a 0.22 XG. He was everywhere. He covered every single blade of grass. He was useful in attack, competent, holding off. But again, this is a midfield. The majority of these midfielders were part of Chelsea when they won that Champions League. These are high caliber players that all play international football, and Longstaff looked completely at home in that game, like he belongs at that level, which is such a credit to him, considering some of the things we've said about his game and whether he was good enough to step up. I think he's at the point where he's not just a squad player in transition of this takeover. We're third on. We actually warrant being third, and he's part of the midfield. He's been an ever-present figure in this midfield, and he's been getting better and better and better. And albeit he's not, can he add goals to his game? That what do we start saying about Longstaff then if he starts putting some of these in the net consistently? Very, very good today. Very good.
AG says, we're having this title, don't care what anyone says. I said City will slip up and Arsenal won't hold it. And Spurs, well, it's Spurs. Ha, ha, ha. Come on, you beautiful team. But if Arsenal slip up tonight, dare we dream?
No, I'm not dreaming yet. I mean, let's factor in, right, if we could play at St. James's Park every week. And we could wrap Wilson and Trippier and Bruno up in cotton wool, then I would say, yeah, we've got a chance. But we don't know what's going to happen in this World Cup run. Obviously, We've got Pope, Trippier and Wilson all going off. Bruno as well is very big. Fabian Schär as well as a very important piece of this puzzle. So there's a lot could go wrong. And we've got to play a lot of away matches. We've still not played Arsenal home or away. There's still a lot to go. But on the positive side, let's not forget, Liverpool have not been to our ground yet. Arsenal have not been to our ground yet. Man United have not been to our ground yet. So there's still a lot of beatings potentially to come. And I'm very excited for some of those teams to visit St. James's Park.
No, but I've got a slight inkling that things are going to get a little bit better before the season gets out. Of course, we want Wolves to win tonight, though. They absolutely do. But I saw a stat earlier that Adama Traore has made no assists in his past 38 games. Which ain't good for a winger, is it? Let's be honest.
Ooh, that's people give Maxi a hard time. Bloody hell, that's not great.
And we didn't see Maxi tonight either. I thought he might have brought Max on at one point, and he brought Murphy on instead. I thought Maxi would have been the change to stretch him a bit, And I thought he might have been the one, or maybe he wasn't.
I think Murphy was a better choice purely just for rigidness, structure. defensive pressing shape. Maxi's a really good outlet, but we didn't. I don't think we would have liked some of the maybe losing the ball. I think he's very, very useful and an extremely good player, but I don't think it would have been the suitable substitution. I think I'd have gone with Murphy as well if I was the manager, to be fair. I think it was the safest substitution. We didn't want to mess about, don't want to tempt fate.
Jimmy says complete domination. Potter deserves the criticism he gets today. Questionable strategy today from him. Yeah, they were very negative, weren't they? They did come for a point, didn't they? Let's be honest.
I'm surprised they didn't come out with a bit more tenacity in the second half. But it's difficult for us to criticize because we can't tell whether Howe has told our team at halftime they're going to try and come out strong. We need to counter that and be stronger. Like we don't know what's been said and what the game plan was, but the first 20 minutes of that second half, we were exceptional. We looked so good. I mean, I posted a tweet actually at 60 minutes, and I think we were 50. I mean, I'll try and find it because it was it only took me 1 second, but this was on an hour. Yeah, so on the hour we had 57% possession. We were nearly a full goal ahead of them in XG. We'd had 8 shots to their 1, 4 corners to their 1, 300 passes to their 221. So after a full hour, we had absolutely battered them, and then the goal came, and we were due it. To be fair, it was coming. And then the stats started to catch up as Chelsea tried to chase the game. So the final stats don't reflect that first hour. We absolutely destroyed them, and they were very fortunate to only lose that game 1-0. So we had a few quite decent chances as well. So
I can only think of one save Pope had to make from the Gallagher curve out that he dived full length to get, which was pretty poor from Bruno. Again, lost the ball on the edge of the area, didn't he? But the shot itself was a great shot, but a great save.
I mean, there was that attempt that the Trippier managed to... Yeah, I think Trippier got back and made an incredible 50-50 in the box. Just so experienced. 9 times out of 10, some of our old right backs would have given away a penalty there, but just absolute class from Trippier. And then the save and I think, was it Bruno that then lost the ball from that next phase? Yeah, and then Pope's
great
Pope's save was top class. It's the sign of a top goalkeeper when he's not got too much to do apart from set pieces to defend, and then sort of that far into the game to be so switched on to do like a cat-like reflex save, just tipped it out for a corner. Just incredible. It's so good that he can stay switched on like that.
Will asks us the review show later. No, it'll be tomorrow afternoon at 6 o'clock, I believe. They're doing a review show, and then tomorrow night we've got a loaded Toon review. Conglomeration again, one of those Sunday night shows that we did before. So tomorrow at 6 for the review and 8 o'clock for the follow up to the loaded Toon review stuff. We should have had a penalty, says Ian. We should have had a penalty, I think. I think that first half, the handball from Chalobah, to me is a penalty.
I wouldn't like to see those given as penalties, but I do see them get given quite consistently. So, there is a big case to argue that could have been a penalty for us, definitely. In another timeline, we win that 3-0 because we get given the penalty and one of the Longstaff shots goes in. Like we deserve that victory. There is no, you replay that several more times and there is no scenario in which we lose that game. Chelsea maybe in some scenario get a goal, but we're always undefeated in that match. However,
it is a shit law, that handball law, but when the ball hands away from the body, it's counted as unnatural. And it was accidental. Obviously, it was just like Dan Burns was when he wasn't facing the ball.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to see them given because he has to put his arm down as he's falling. What's he supposed to do? Catch himself with his face on the ground. I feel sorry for players when they, get put in the situation. But the same with Dan Burn. Dan Burn got caught out in a situation which was very unfair.
Exactly.
I'd rather just none of them get given because it's kind of unfair. But it's frustrating that they get given against us. We'd like it in our favour as well.
Colin says Botman is the best centre back in the league by a mile. I can't think of anyone better, to be honest. Yeah,
after watching a few Man United games recently, Botman over Martinez all day long. He does everything that Martinez does, plus the area, just the aerial presence on top of that is so much better. It is a myth that Martinez is great in the air. He's not. He's not bad, but he's not great. And Botman is great. He's great in the air. He's great at reading the game. His passes are incredible. Yeah, absolutely clear. It's not even close.
The Leon Bailey goal for Billy of the night. There's no way on God's earth he scores that against Botman. Yeah, he ran past Martinez like he wasn't there.
Yeah, the Botman. This is what we actually saw when we first signed Botman. We did a show on what we could expect from him, and it was a lot about sort of good recovery runs and being very competent in the 1v1s. And we haven't had to. We've not really seen that in the last few months because we've been so well structured that we've not seen Botman get put in those really dangerous situations. Whereas today, because it's Chelsea and they're a good team, we did see Botman have to be really competent in 1v1s and 2v2s. He was so good against Brozier today. He knew when to step and cover a channel run, when to stay central. And there was one run where Brozier ran 25, 30 yards, and Botman just shepherded and shadowed, didn't make a move, pushed him out. Just so patient, so mature. Incredible from Botman today. Absolutely outstanding defender. I don't know how he's not made the Netherlands squad playing like that. He's exceptional.
Wongson said, come on, Miggy, we need a second goal. Now, this comment came in at 20-8, which is only 15 minutes ago. The game's been finished for half an hour. I don't know what you've got to get out in history. So, I'm not sure about Leicester and Leeds in December. Easy wins. Well, I don't think so. Leicester are in a bit of form at the minute. And so are Leeds, to be fair. But no easy wins in the Premiership. And then January the 3rd, beat Arsenal, and we can be top of the league. I'll see the scenario he's painting there, yeah.
There's no easy wins. I mean, you've got to remember we only managed to beat Everton 1-0, and Everton aren't great. You know, sometimes it just depends on individual matchups and how we're feeling on the day. We've still got to earn the result. Nothing's guaranteed.
Kendo thinks I should be for Europe. Eurovision Song Contest? You put me forward for that, Kendo? Fair play to Lascelles getting stuck in to stop the throw, and him not even playing deserves a player rating. Yeah, I'm not sure Paul will wear that, but we could try, I guess.
We'll convince him, don't worry.
Who do we buy in January, says John Joe? Well, you have to watch transfer shows and see who we think we might go for.
Yeah, indeed.
Jack Burton says we do need this break and come back even stronger. I think we do need a break, actually. Not a 6-week one, but I think we're dire in need of a break.
Well, that being said, I think we do need a break. But that being said, I fully expected a bit of fatigue to have set it in recent weeks, and it's just never arrived. That fatigue has never come. I expected us to possibly be a little bit fatigued today, and we went 100 miles an hour for an hour. We gave them the axe, the sword, the bow. We gave them the lot. We chucked the kitchen sink at them. I can't believe how fit they are. Just the explosiveness. Just Joe Linton halfway through the second half drives towards their box. Unfortunately, loses the ball. 10 seconds later, he's in left back, just busting a gut to get back into a defensive shape to block the overlap. These guys are so fit. I mean, I would say at least 7 or 8 out of that 11 are playing the best football they're probably going to ever play in their careers. Some of them are playing, some of them have definitely got another level to go up potentially for sure. But some of those lads are putting in such good performances, and the energy levels, you're not going to get much more fit than that in your lifetime. Teams are going to struggle to outrun us at any match this season.
Denise wants to know what Lascelles did. Explain, Alex.
Cucurella was going to take a throw in on the left side deep into the stoppage time, and Lascelles was doing his little warm-ups about 3 inches away from him, just trying to put him off a little bit, and Cucurella got his hair in a twist and started pushing and shoving, and then the ref just gave Lascelles a yellow card. He just wanted him to go and do his warm-up sort of a few meters away. But fair enough from Lascelles. This is why we love the whole squad. This is why I refuse to give anybody any stick, even Manquillo after some poor performances recently. I'm not giving anybody any stick because they're all contributing in some way or another. And that was a prime example there. Just complete shithousery. They just don't care. Just everything for the cause. I love it. It's great.
Good comment here. And I didn't think of it at the time, but Burn reminding Havertz about the elbow from last season.
Oh, karma, sweet.
I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did. More clean sheets than whatever. Nearly. Will says third, and we still have not unleashed Maxi and Isak. Things can't be better for a little January spending to improve the squad. I agree. It was class today. Get in, says PGM. Potter must be impressed by the performance of the ref. Boom, flying mags. Denise asking the question again. We just answered that. What an amazing first half. Well, it's not the first half. We're just over a third in it, aren't we? 16 games. And how many games is a 30? It's 38. So just over a third in, aren't we? So not halfway yet. No, actually, it's 3 games. It's halfway, isn't it?
It feels like half because we don't really come back till Christmas. So it feels like that, but it's not. It is about a third. Just over a third.
Chelsea haven't won in how long? Yeah, it's been a long time for them. What a shame. Chelsea played like a small team today, unrecognisable. Thought that myself, although kickoff is close. Yeah, the Wolves actually pressing Arsenal, which is quite interesting to see. Sean says we'll beat all the refs and VAR and all the stupid pundits. Ancelotti didn't get long and he is world class. I think Ancelotti did he get sacked? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, but different ownership now, so we'll have to wait and see what they're going to do with the model. There's an argument to be made that they didn't want Thomas Tuchel because he criticised certain processes and he wasn't chosen by the new regime. So we'll have to wait and see. But I've got our SofaScore up, and just it's got all of our fixtures as you can see in SofaScore, as we've seen before. And literally, if you just go back through the list, it's win, 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 draw, win. And obviously the draw was against Manchester United, so it's just all green. Just all green.
Yeah, it was a strange thing, not bringing Aubameyang on when they needed a goal. You know, I thought that was odd. I thought it was very odd.
I think Potter was quite aware of our press and he wanted a different style of striker. I think Brozier, you could see what they were trying to do because Brozier was okay at times. It just wasn't quite coming off. I don't think Brozier had enough support.
No.
I quite admire how he played. I thought he played quite well. He reminds me of a Mitrovic kind of way, and he was very dogged and very, very tough, trying to get those channel runs in, and he just didn't quite have enough around him. I think Brozier did okay with what he had, what little support he had. It's a shame we couldn't get him in on loan or something because I think the tenacity he's got, I think he would suit our team a lot more than Chelsea's at the moment. But yeah, Aubameyang's not that sort. I think Aubameyang is the type of player that his head drops in this kind of game. I don't think Aubameyang's got the stones to play against this type of team. I think we would have steamrolled him.
And plus, he had to make all them defensive changes earlier in the game, didn't he? So that didn't help him either.
Well, I have no sympathy for them because to be able to bring on Thiago Silva as a defensive change, I'm not saying that's a loss for them. I think they're great. The Champions League winner, one of the best centre backs of all time. Played for some great teams. Is in the central defence for Brazil. I'm not giving that. If Chelsea tried to use that as a card, as an out, I'm not having it. No.
We were on about Botman earlier and him not being in the World Cup squad. I think the one that's just as unlucky is Joe Linton because they must have some midfield players to not have him in the squad because he's awesome today. Awesome.
Yeah, the only reasoning is Fred has not really let Brazil down, and once you're in, it's hard to get pushed out. But I think Joe Linton is certainly knocking on that door. That the performances today, because there may be games at international level where Brazil will need that tenacity. They will need that kind of aggression and style. I don't think they've got anybody in midfield that's going to be able to do that. I don't think Casemiro is going to be able to grind and fight when you're against a superior team. Although he did it fairly well in the Champions League last season, but it wasn't him that created sort of what they did and how they got through against teams. It was much further up the pitch and Benzema being incredible. Fabinho can't do that. Fred can't do that. It's Joe Linton would offer them something different. I think he's unlucky. I think if the World Cup had have been in the summer just coming, I think he'd be on a plane. I think he's just a little bit too early for him, unfortunately.
Who said we didn't play well? Someone said we didn't play well.
Yeah, there was somebody a while back said we didn't play well. I disagree. I think that was one of our best performances of the last decade. Incredible. Considering it's a Chelsea team. Chelsea have beaten us in the last 4 fixtures. Today, they turned up and we looked better than them and we beat them comfortably.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't as impressed the first half, but after 20 odd minutes, it was better. And like you say, the pressure was unbelievable. Without the quick striker as well. I mean, Wood was God. He ran his bollocks off, didn't he?
Yeah, best performance. Right, I tell you, that was my favourite performance of Chris Wood since he's been at the club. I know he scored in other matches, but that was the best football he's played. He contributed so much more than he's ever done. If he can play like that when we need him, fine, lovely, amazing. He was so good. He was very, very competent with the press as well.
Indeed.
And him leading the press helped us get the ball back 3, 4, 5 times in that first half. He was integral for us turning the screw and just being really, really aggressive. Very, very good game from Chris Wood. And I thought it was unfortunate. I could see he was a bit frustrated when he got substituted, and I feel for him. He was doing really well. I do agree with the substitution, though. I think Wilson helped.
Fresh legs. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Fresh legs and a bit more pace.
Yeah.
And a little bit more intelligence. Because Wilson did a lot of tidy things. To be fair, won a nice free kick and did some nice things on the left channel.
Ashton says game stats. Well, tomorrow night will be the game stats night, mate. When Alex gets his screens up and the graphics at the 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
show
we'll go a bit
night.
deeper tomorrow.
Apparently, the Chelsea aren't very happy about it. Of course, they won't be. 4 points off City. I think we're less than that, aren't we? We're 2 behind, aren't we?
2 behind City.
2 behind City, Chris. Yeah. What will you do next, girls? I don't know what that means. 2, not 4. Yes, you're right, Denise. Cancel the World Cup. The Premier League is more important. I thought Bruno missing that pen in the cup affected his confidence. Not possibly, Phil. Possibly. Although when it mattered, he did kind of do things, but he did lose the ball quite a lot today, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he was at his best today. But that being said, it's Chelsea. Kovacic, Jorginho in midfield, very hardworking. It's not an easy midfield for Bruno to look incredible against. It's a hard game. It's just how it works when you get good teams come up against each other. And I thought he did enough. It would have definitely been a different game if he wasn't in the starting lineup. That's for sure.
Yes, I agree. So there we go. That's kind of all we've got time for tonight. We've been on over 3 hours. Oh, hang on, we've got some super chats to read out. So we'll go with the Arturo one, €10. Miguel es una estrella. What does that mean, Alex? Come on, translate.
It's meant to be Miguel as a star.
Okay, that's cool. And Peter Furbank also, £4.49. Thanks, Peter. He says, come on, the Mighty Mags. Dan Burns should have choked Havertz. Wow.
Choke slam.
Right, brilliant. So there's that super chat. I need to get rid of that comment. And there it is. Right, so tomorrow night, we've got the review of this game today at 6 o'clock, where we'll all be on the screen. Myself, Alex, Paul, hosting, of course, and Danny. Then we have a break for half an hour, then come back with the loaded lads and do a bit of a half-season review, I guess, and talk all things Newcastle and maybe have a bit of fun in the process. But until then, I guess good night from Alex and good night from me. And have a great Saturday. Enjoy match the day later. Away the lads and lasses. See you soon.
Away the lads.
Yeah, thanks to the mods and everyone watching, by the way. Thanks, everything. You're awesome, all of you. We love you all. Good night, everyone.